Who knows? Eric, can you check to see if we're online?
Were they on vacation and they just let elephants hang around the resort?
I have no idea, Eric. No idea. I just thought it was pretty funny. That elephant should be put in prison for sexual assault. All right. Shows RPGrinders. We are hopefully live. Go to YouTube real quick. Boom. There we go. All right.
I didn't get around to reviewing anything.
I did. Uh,
I didn't even watch the Halloween movies I said I was going to watch. Because
oh,
I felt like crap because of weather changing and my sinus was acting up and stuff.
yeah. Did you check to see if we're live, Eric? I think we are.
Yeah.
All right, good.
I see nobody in chat though.
Yeah, nobody yet. But they will be there. Breakman looks like he's in chat. Lurking. Son of a bitch. We're going to have a great show today. Lots to talk about. I have a couple of reviews. I'm going to review SteamWorld Dig, even though I didn't finish it. I think I'm at the end. I think I'm at the last little quote-unquote dungeon, so I think I can give it a fair assessment at this point. I'm also going to review Five Nights at Freddy, and then I'm going to have a retro review of Halloween H2O. So you're going to want to stick around for that. Let me see if Break is on Skype yet. Pretty sure he is. Hold on. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see if Breakman is on the Skype-a-rooney. It sort of looks like he's there. But we should have a great show today. It is the first show of November. Hope you guys had a great Halloween. I know I did. Wasn't quite as sick, so I mean I was sick, but not, and I feel better this week than I did last week for sure. So it's one of those deals. If you're listening on the archives, I appreciate that very, very much. Leave us some comments. Whether you're on YouTube or Twitter or not Twitter.
Okay, so the absolute final episode of Attack of the Titan season 4 is finally playing.
Oh. Where was I? Yeah, we're gonna have a great show, guys. So let's see. Stinkos are gonna be great. I've got a fun little sweeto this week. Also, kind of I don't know what you would call it, like a homie discount too. Let's see. What else? Lots of stuff going on.
Buy two, get one free at video games at Target on Sunday.
I saw that. I guess that's okay. If you want to save like what $10. Well, let's see, 20 each game. Something like that.
Mm.
So I guess that's a fair deal, especially for new releases.
Well, one of the games included in this deal is fairly new release, the Sonic All Superstars.
Yeah. Well, like I said, they do have quite
Spider-Man
a few.
2 is on here. No,
Yeah.
that's Miles Morales.
Spider-Man 2 I saw for $50 somewhere, so that's a $20 discount.
I wish I had waited a few more weeks.
I think next
I
week.
haven't even got around to playing it yet.
I think next week is going to be the big, Black Friday show where we'll have way more deals. Amazon's gonna have some great deals. I just wait anyways. I get deals throughout the year. I don't worry too much about Black Friday unless I can catch something on Amazon or it's really, really good. Like these GameStop deals, which, by the way,
Like I'm probably gonna if Lords of the Fallen is available as a Black Friday deal, I'll probably pick it up then. But
yeah,
always I'll wait a little bit longer.
yeah, that game's gonna go on sale, and Ubisoft, forget it, all of their games go on sale like a month
All
after. So
always they're always on sale pretty much.
yeah,
They
I
should rotate them.
yeah I never worry about Ubisoft games. I wait and wait and wait, and they keep going down in price and down in
I
price and down in price.
I bought Far Cry. Let's see. I don't think it was 1 through 6, but it was like I think it was like 3 through 6 for like 20 something dollars once. That was
Yeah,
a ridiculous deal. It was like 80% off.
yeah. No, that's a good deal. 3 games for. Oh no, that's 4 games for $20.
It was
That's
like
not
I
bad.
think it was $150 value or something.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty. In Ubisoft games, you always wait for them to go on sale. If you buy them day one, I don't know what to tell you. You just got more money than God, I guess. But yeah, you just wait. You just wait. If you're just joining us, we're the RP Grinders. We're about 5 minutes away from showtime. We're waiting on Breakman to get on in, and we're gonna have a great show. I have no idea. I know Break said what the tournament was gonna be last week, but I don't know if he ended up doing that or something different. But we're gonna have a really, really good show. Like I said, I have a review for SteamWorld Dig, which I know is an older game, but man, wait till the review. I'll have a review of Five Nights at Freddy's, even though I had a kind of a preview of that last week. I'll give the full review this week, and then I'll do a quick retro review of Halloween 20 years later. Halloween H2O. Um, let's see. Stinko should be interesting this week, as always, Sweetos. I have a homie discount slash Sweeto. That's pretty good. So yeah, we're gonna have tons of fun, and hope you all can join us live every Friday at 7 Eastern time. Usually is when we start, around there. On twitch.tv/RPGrinders. So make sure you join us live on the show every Friday. Join the chat. It's a ton of fun in Twitch. We're also live on YouTube, but I don't really pay attention to that chat because everybody's on over at Twitch. So make sure you join over at Twitch, and we will make sure and get your comments heard live on the air. We always have a lively chat, even though there's normally two to four people in there, not a lot. So if you're looking for a place to come on in where your comments will actually be seen, well, this is the show for you. Um, you know. So, and I do mention almost all the comments. Every great once in a while I'll miss one or two, but we get them mostly in there. So come on over. Let us know what you think. All that good, fun stuff. So there you are. We're just waiting on Breakman, and we'll get started shortly here. We're going to have a great weekend this weekend, Bernie and I. But it all is contingent on tonight. I have to get this room clean tonight. I plan and wash our clothes. If I can get all that done, then we're going to have a great weekend. So there you go. Let's see. I see Breakman in Skype. Wonder what's going on there. We'll just wait for him to mosey on in. I'm having some sinus issues too, Eric. It's about that time of year, People don't think you have sinus issues in the winter. Nothing could be further from the truth. I think it's more molds and mildews in the winter, than anything that cause sinus issues and allergies and shit like that. So the winter sucks. We have dry winters usually here. Obviously we get snow, but Doesn't mean the air is not dry.
So someone put a picture on Twitter below is basically a quote tweet of Culture Craze tweet of Disney is set to buy full control of Hulu for $8.6 billion. But they put him in Kingdom Hearts, and it's a picture of the Sunny crew.
The what?
The Always Sunny crew.
Ugh. Rascals.
I still need to watch that show. Like, I stopped watching around season 4 because I was renting the disc through Netflix when they still had the DVD service.
Yeah. I think they stopped that altogether, what, 2
No,
years
they
ago?
didn't. They didn't stop it altogether. They did, but now they're opening up physical stores. So I guess they moved the DVDs to those locations. Maybe you could just rent stuff from there.
Well, that's interesting. It's like a Blockbuster.
Yeah.
I used to love going to Blockbuster, man. That was cool. They'd have a lot of movies there that you could rent. Started out VHS and obviously DVDs and Blu-rays. I don't think they ever rented 4K videos. I don't think they did anyways. We're waiting for Break to join. Break, I don't know if you can hear us, but I left you a message on the old Skyperino. Looks like we got Oriana in there, Owanella, Alicidra, Dropsnat, and V Mike. Welcome, lurkers. I see you. It's all good.
Here's a tweet that will make you happy.
Okay.
Christoph RPG tweets, Dragon Quest VIII is one of the best JRPGs of all time.
Yes, it is. It is the greatest JRPG. It's the greatest RPG of all. It's the greatest game of all time. And for me, it's not even close. It's obviously subjective, Eric, but like there are perfect games, right? But they're flawed inherently. Like we've talked about it, like Tetris and Pac-Man. I
said that about FF6, and I made Mary Young cry.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's perfect games like that, right? Like where how dare you, Wyland? Exiled, you son of a bitch. Welcome on in. Wyland comes in with an exile. No, they were not high. And it's
He said one, not the best.
It is the best. It's the best in my opinion. It's the greatest game of all time, and it's not even close in my opinion. Like there's never a game, not even in the Dragon Quest world, where that it's come out and I've had as much joy playing. I mean, everybody has that game, right? Whether you call it a comfort game or whatever you call it, everybody has those. For Wyland, it's probably like Mortal Kombat 2 or some shit. I don't know. But there are those games where you will defend it no matter what. Let's see if Break is ready here. And I can defend that game on a personal level because it's the game that I've had the most fun and the most enjoyable time without throwing my controller and all that good fun stuff. There are those games and you can say, well, it didn't do this right or it didn't do that, and to which I say fuck off, because those type of games like what the fuck.
So I had my review yesterday, so I'm like, I think I was at like 780 something before. Now I'm 1840 something now.
Oh, that's good, man. That's good. Great. Any type of raise is great. Well, that's good, Eric. It's good news for you, dude. All right, I think we got Break.
Hello?
Yes, we have the Break man. What's up, Break? How was your week, dude?
Busy. Busy.
Man, 2 straight weeks of busyness. But hey, you made it to the weekend, dude.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh shit. There we go. All right. There we go. I think tonight is Eric's night to do the show, right, Eric? And then
Yes.
next week is mine, and then I will pick up yours so I'll do 2 weeks in a row starting next week. Break.
Cool.
Just to let you know. Did you get a tournament ready or no?
Yeah, I got it.
Right on. We'll get to it. Okay, you guys ready to rock?
Mm-hmm.
For those about to rock. I love that song. Wyland already got an exile break, just to let you know, just to catch you up on everything. All right, here we go. And Breakman is exiled. No, this is RPGrinders, episode 765. I'm your host, Frank Branches, alongside my trusty cohorts, Eric the Great and Breakman the Bold. Gentlemen, how are you?
I'm here. I'm here.
Right. I'm here. That was a very enthusiastic I'm here by Breakman. Eric, how are you, man?
I'm fine.
Look at that. I'm here and fine. I'm fine. Well, I'm in a good mood. I don't know about these guys. I feel much better than I did last week.
I'm worn out.
Yeah. Well, get unworn out. It's the weekend, you son of a bitch. Wyland says if you can't get an exile right off the bat, then what's the point? That's true, Wyland. If you can't get exiled on the show right when you get into chat, then what is RPGrinders, right? So that's what I say. We got lots to talk about today, guys. A little bit of news, and I got a few reviews, and obviously Stinkos are going to be great, Sweetos, all that good fun stuff. So why do we not get started?
RPG news.
All right, Eric, you are up.
First of all, from RPG site, we've got a release date for the console releases of Jagged Alliance 3, and they're coming out for the PlayStation 5, 4, Series X and S, and Xbox One on November 16th. And that's pretty much the story.
Yeah, I didn't know there was a Jagged Alliance 1 and 2. Anybody play either of those?
Yeah, those were PC games.
Okay.
They never ported those, I think.
Okay.
And it took quite a bit, some time from 2 to get to 3 even.
Looks like these are...
I think 3 came out like last year, I think.
Yeah. Looks like tactical game, right?
Oh, this year in July. That's right.
All right.
Maybe I just heard about it last year, and it took a year to come out.
Yeah. It looks like a tactical game, which I guess is okay for most, but looks like it plays weirdly. It plays like you said, Eric, like a PC game with a controller. That's kind of weird, but okay. All right. That's it, Eric?
Uh-huh.
All right, Breakman, you are up.
Coming to us live from RPG site, Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak for Nintendo Switch releases in Japan on February 15th next year.
I don't know why they're calling it that, because that's not what the series is called in Japan. And it's not going to be on the title. It's not going to be in the box in Japanese. It doesn't even directly translate to that. That's just a closer approximation of what the localization team went with for our release.
Okay, well then it's just that, Eric. Trails of Heroes.
There is some good news. It's going to include the archive and high speed modes that were added to the PS5 version, and some of the DLC packages. Like
that's for So it's nice that Falcom actually thought ahead to add the features that were added later.
Yeah. All right.
But hopefully it's a better port than the ports for Cold Steel 3 and 4, and I'm not sure. I think Reveries also wasn't ported by Falcom directly, and they have issues. I think Reverie is the one that got out best out of all 3 of those, but it's definitely pushing the limits of the console because it's still got performance problems.
Why? Why?
Because the game was developed for the PS4, and the Switch can only do so much. Because I think the biggest bottleneck to it is the CPU.
So what you're saying, Eric, is the PS4 is a much more powerful system than the Switch.
I wouldn't say much more, but enough to be a big enough difference.
Yeah, yeah. And it's light years between that and the PS5, right? Like it's not even you can't. There's no possibility. I mean, unless you're talking of what that.
Plus, the graphic profile for Cold Steel 3, 4, and Reverie is higher than that of Cold Steel 1 and 2.
Yeah, yeah. It just can't get it up anymore. That's right, Breakman. It just can't. Well, let's move on to more.
Even the PS4 versions of those games chug at hertz.
Well, speaking of Legends,
Usually not for very long, but enough to maybe go. I wish that they could have optimized this, but I guess that's the best they could do.
Yeah. All right, let's try this again. Speaking of Legend of Heroes, Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 3, Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 4 launches for PS5 on February 16th. So that's pretty good news. There's a new trailer.
Yeah, the Blu-rays they use for PS5 games are big enough that they can just shove both games into one disc.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's really cool. Digital sold separately, which that sucks. Sucks for me, anyways. But I don't know if these would be worth picking up now on the PS5. Is it just a straight port that's going to perform better?
Yeah.
Okay. Well then,
it's gonna be unlike East 8 and 9, where it's a native PS5 version, but there's no real performance enhancements other than I've got a version that just was made for that platform.
Okay. All right.
But this one actually has improvements, so
well, that's good. That's good. All right, so there you go. All right, Break. Next story, please.
This is coming to us live from RPG site. Ads in my way here. NeoWiz announces new game updates and an upcoming DLC for Lives of P.
Oh,
NeoWiz?
you skipped ahead a couple of stories, I think, but okay.
Yeah. What the hell?
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. Let me get to that one.
I can go back and read the one.
No. You're good. You're good.
That's fine. I got it.
You're good.
I got it. Coming to us live from RPG site. Hammerwatch 2 launches for PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch on December 12th.
This game looks really excellent, guys. Like this game is.
If you hated Torchlight 3, you'll like this instead.
Yeah. This looks. I was just about ready to say, Eric. This is like. It's basically Diablo. It looks like Diablo 2. In essence, but
or Ultima Online.
Or Ultima Online. That's another great comparison. But it looks really good. Looks really good. I mean, they had in this trailer they had so it like I said, it
also,
looks like
the weird thing is this is a sequel to Hammerwatch, but Hammerwatch is almost a completely different game anyway.
Yeah, so you probably just
Hammerwatch 2.
Just jump into this, and also the price is not bad either. I think this looks really excellent, guys. Like I think they put a lot of work into this. This is a pixel, it looks sort of like maybe a Super Nintendo game, but Diablo-like, and really vibrant sprites, and it just looks really, really good.
Oh, and apparently comes with a remaster of the original Hammerwatch.
Oh shit! Well, that's cool too.
If you get the Chronicles edition, that is.
How much is the Chronicles?
$40.
$40, not bad for 2 games. I don't know. I think this looks good. I don't know if you guys seen the trailer. Let me know what you think. But I think it looks excellent. So this might be something that I might pick up. Hopefully they'll have a digital sale.
Considering it's called Hammerwatch, I'm guessing you're playing as a paladin.
Most likely, or a priest. You play as a paladin is a priest, but or you could play as like a dwarf, maybe Hammerwatch. I don't know, but it looks good, man. I really dig this. All right, who's next? Eric's next.
Well, you could play as paladin. Okay, so paladin's the base class. Otherwise, you could play as a ranger, a rogue, wizard, or warlock.
All right.
So you don't necessarily have to be a paladin.
All right, Eric. What do we got next?
We got from RPG site, Liza P. Liza P. Developments. I thought this was a Gamatsu article at first, but anyways, in a newly released director's letter video, NeoWiz has announced an upcoming game update and a upcoming DLC for Liza P. And they said they were going to do another balance patch, because I think there already was one that made the game a bit easier, and this one's gonna just improve on that even further, I guess, because there's still some things they could have addressed.
I think Japanese developers are masochists, man. Because
These are Korean developers.
or Korean, yeah, Korean and Japanese. They and all the people that are following in the Dark Souls from software niche titles. They're fucking.
Well, the problem with the earlier parts of the game is because since you have less weapon options to deal with, certain bosses can be more difficult than they should be.
Yeah. I mean, I have a hard time with Bloodborne, and I love that game, man. I mean,
but also there's going to be like changes to the cosmetic settings. Like before, you could only have one piece of head.
Man is exiled, you son of a bitch.
So you can't put a hat on and like eyeglasses or something. So now you can do both if you want.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
What's up, Freak 5? I just got done exiling Breakman, so welcome to it.
They're gonna do a new costume for you to wear if you want. And then they showed us like some concept art of what the new DLC is gonna entail. And then they announced that they're gonna do sequel.
Mike Kaufman's a piece of shit. I don't know if you see that on the screen there, that fucking ad on the right. He's such a fucking piece of fucking human garbage. He was a Congress person, so most everybody would know who he is. He's fucking garbage. I just thought I'd say that. How dare you, Freak 5? How dare you? Clan Hood. How dare you, Breakman, son of a bitch. I didn't see that till just now, you son of a bitch. All right, Breakman, next story, you son of a bitch.
I'm completely lost as to where we're at this point. Are we on monster catching?
That's it. That's the one, yes.
Okay. Coming to us live from RPG site. Monster catching RPG Coromon launches for iOS and Android devices on November 8th. Oh, there you go. Freedom Games and Tragsoft have announced that Coromon will launch on that night. As we said, yes. Yes. Very true.
Yes. You sound like like butthead, like smart butthead, man.
Right.
One of the things I like about the video of this game is that there's lots of Wild Arms and Golden Sun-esque puzzle solving.
It did look like that, man. I was gonna say like and it also has kind of an
a Game Boy Advance style graphics.
Yeah, like a Zelda. I was gonna say like a Zelda Game Boy Advance type
Where
stuff.
the hell is Golden Sun at, by the way?
Oh God, Golden Sun. So they need. How dare you, Freak 5, son of a bitch, exiled.
Somebody at Camelot Soft needs to convince Nintendo not to make them make yet another Mario sports game, so they can work on Golden Sun instead.
Yeah, can we or just give the property to someone else to work on, man? Somebody competent enough to work on it. Golden Sun is a great game, man.
And it was a great 2 games too.
It was Lost Age or some shit, wasn't it?
They were supposed to be one game, but they had to split it into 2.
Yeah, it was like Lost Age, wasn't it? Break. Yeah.
And then there was the DS sequel.
God, those such good games.
Which ended on a cliffhanger and never got resolved.
Yeah.
Didn't need to bring that up. Did we?
They need to bring those games. Let's bring those or at the very least bring those games to modern consoles so I can play them again. Put them all on one disc, man. You know.
Have those even came to the whatever the Switch version of their arcade is?
Yeah, why not? Shit.
Have they? I don't think they.
I don't think they have.
Super Nintendo, Game Boy.
They haven't added any of the Golden Sun games to the Nintendo Switch Online service. No.
Yeah, that sucks. Here's something that
I'm sure next year we'll see it though.
Yeah, here's something
Nintendo treats Golden Sun like Capcom treats Mega Man.
I know, right? It sucks, man. Like, people love that game. I thought that game did pretty good commercially, too, man. You would have thought they would have been all over that. Whatever. Okay. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC, The Hidden Treasure of Area Zero Part 2, the Indigo Disc, say that 5 times fast, launches December 14th. So if you were wondering about some DLC for Scarlet and Violet, there it is. And that's when it's coming out. December 14th. So there you go. Freak 5 is exiled, you son of a bitch. Goddamn son of a bitch. All right, Eric, next story, please.
Okay, this one's kind of interesting. The last hour of an Epic to the Moon RPG announced for PC, and that's the name of the game. Last hour of an Epic to the Moon RPG.
Why the fuck will?
But anyways, like the game suggests, you basically start at the end and you play the final hour. Something tells me it's a lot longer than that, and it's gonna probably play out much like 5 minutes to beating the final boss. Or I forget what the name of that game was.
5 Minutes to Midnight by
no, it was called The Longest 5 Minutes.
Oh, damn it! I was hoping for an Iron Maiden appearance.
Like, sure, you'll be playing the last hour of an RPG, but then they'll probably be reminiscing of their journey, and then that's how the game ends.
Right, right, right. Then you get to see their journey up to that point, you know.
Oh, you get to play through flashbacks. Yay.
Yay. All right.
And yes, just like the title suggests, it is a game that's based on To the Moon.
Yeah.
Which is a game I still need to play.
Are you talking about that insult from the Honeymooners? There's a game based on
To
that?
the Moon?
No. There's
a
game series of 3 games called Bird Story, To the Moon, and I forget the other one was called, but they're RPGs.
To answer your question, Breakman, the sequel is going to be called To the Moon Alice. That's going to be the name. So, all right. Next story. Who is it? Breakman.
What story? Are we on the final story?
DLC.
Going to slide from Gamatsu. Remnant 2 DLC The Awakened King launches November 14th. Let me see here. It'll launch for $9.99. If you have the downloadable content bundle for $24.99, it'll be that you get this and 2 other DLCs.
So you save $5 basically by getting that. Yeah. Looks
new
good.
Storyline, dungeons, new archetype, new bosses, new characters, all the good stuff you expect.
Yeah, it looks good. I mean, people are having a good time with that game, so another Souls clone, pretty much.
It's Souls, but it's Souls have guns.
Yeah, I mean yeah, but it's Souls. I mean, you could put any aesthetic. It's definitely a Souls-like game. But it looks good. I mean, it was just a little teaser trailer, but...
I mean, there are melee weapons you can use, but it's primarily based on shooting things.
Yeah. Well, I guess. Okay. All right, Eric, what's our games for PlayStation Plus this month?
Games are Mafia 2 Definitive Edition, Dragon Ball The Breakers, which now I can finally play that game without paying money for it. Just to see how it's like. And Mafia 2... Oh, yeah. Aliens Fireteam Elite is another one of those games.
Yeah. Let me know if Breakers is as bad as everybody says.
Yeah, people were touting this month like it was great. And I'm like, what's great about it? Maybe Mafia 2. I mean, I didn't hear very many good things about Aliens Elite and Dragon Ball The Breakers is ass.
I think Mafia 2 might be getting a PS5 update, but I think currently it only has like a patch to perform better on a PS5.
Okay, well, I guess. And I agree with you, Breakman. I mean, threatening your wife back in the day was like the thing to do.
It's strange that The Breakers is still getting content, because I think they just announced like Broly from Dragon Ball Super Broly is showing up.
Yeah.
In Breakers or Dragon Ball Fighter?
In Breakers.
Yeah. All right, there's the news for the week and our homie discounts. Unless anybody... is there anything on Xbox notable I mean, I don't think they're doing the gold.
For Halloween, it's past now, but I think it might still be part of another sale because they just rolled it over. But this is also true on Steam and PSN right now. But you can get Resident Evil Village Gold Edition, which contains the DLC for $20, because normally the DLC would cost you $15 and the game's like $20.
Yeah. All right. Well, you were saying, Breakman?
I was gonna say I don't know of any deals, but I know there's the first patches of DLC are out for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which includes kills and I believe the new version of horse armor. Greg Nicotero did his own version of Leatherface. It comes with a unique sound effect for the chainsaw apparently. $15.
So probably not worth it, is what you're saying.
$15 for just a new avatar. Yeah.
Oh, fuck that. Fuck that shit, man. Rough. Wow.
But some of the other ones, like I think it was like $6 for new kills. Like I was thinking about getting that one.
Yeah, $6 for new kills I think would be interesting enough. I mean, that should have been in the game to begin with, but you know, we're kind of.
I've said before, like since I'm not actually buying the game.
Yeah,
you know, spend $60 buying or $70 buying the game. Like
it makes sense to spend maybe
kills is very reasonable.
Yeah, it makes sense to in that form. It definitely makes sense. And then later on, if they take it off of Game Pass, you could always buy it cheap for like $10-15. You know, the game itself.
Yeah, and they usually offer like before it goes off, like a sale on it.
Yeah, that's smart, man. That definitely makes sense, and it's a nice way of supporting the developers too. You know what I mean. So that makes sense, man. $6 for a few new kills, new animations, you know, whatever, some skins. I could see paying that.
The game is all about killing when you're playing when you're playing as the family. It's all about killing, so you know it makes sense.
No, it does. That's fine. I don't.
It would be like if if Mortal Kombat offered like DLC or they sold like more fatalities instead of what they did like lock fatalities behind closed content, you know.
Yeah. I think people
instead of that like give you the chance to buy new fatalities that they make later on, you know.
Yeah. Well, that would make sense. I mean, I think people would pay for that. I'm surprised they haven't tried that before. You know, like.
No, they've tried the whole let's lock all. I said something wrong. One's like, no, don't want that.
You don't want that. You don't want that at all. We should be back. Sorry for the internet stuff there. I just need a new computer, guys. I'm gonna work on that next year, which sounds so far away, but it's like literally 2 months from now. So
it's less than 3 weeks till Thanksgiving.
I know. It's crazy. All right, let's move on to what we've been playing here.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Wyland says $12 for the Halloween fatality. Fuck that. Yeah, fuck that.
I did not know that.
Yeah, yeah. All right, let's see. Breakman, what have you been playing?
Okay, reasonably priced, I would say. You know, since it was Halloween, I've been playing some of the horror games like Friday the 13th and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And I was watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie again, and just like I've seen like bits and pieces. I've never watched it all the way through.
Yeah. So you saw the whole thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I was just comparing it to the game, and just they've done such an amazing job with that game, getting the atmosphere and the stages.
Yeah.
Like they get like the movie. It just like they did such a good job.
Yeah, I love the movie.
Great, they're doing a great job.
What in the hell is Freak 5 talking about? He's exiled, you son of a bitch.
I think he meant pick, not dick.
No, it's DLC.
Oh,
How dare you?
DLC. Oh, it looked like dick to me, not Snell.
Well, Freak 5 is a dick, so, you know.
How much is the dick of Frank? What?
That would be, I mean, you would have to pay good money for that. All right. What else you been playing?
If they sold the fatalities for like $5, would be more interested. But I was thinking like, because it's like $6 for a new kill for each one of the characters, and so you get like 5 characters. So like $6 for like 5 new fatalities sounds reasonable to me.
Yeah.
$12 for one is fucking insane. Fuck all that shit.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Anyway, so I've just been mostly, besides the horror games, Starfield. Just more and more
Starfield for Breakman.
I've not gone very far into the story. I just found out you can get superpowers. I'm at that point in the story.
Oh, you can get superpowers.
That's cool. I didn't know that. Oh, you get this? Kind of cool. Because I've just been doing my own thing, like building outposts and going on missions, killing. I think I've killed probably a planet worth of space pirates at this point.
Wow,
yeah, they deserve it. They're fucking space pirates.
Yeah.
Oh, so you became Samus Aran or something?
Yeah, Samus Aran. Wylance has been.
Do you get a morph ball power then, as one of those power ups?
Yeah.
That would be cool, but no. So far,
Oh my God. Look at what's going on in chat here. Wyland says he's been playing Marvel vs. Capcom 1, found out that if you change one byte in a ROM file, it unlocks all of the hidden characters permanently. That's pretty cool. And then Freak5 says, I beat Final Fantasy 1 and moved on to 2. Ooh, God, the worst of the bunch. Okay.
Legend 1, he says.
Oh.
Legend.
I see. Legends 1. I see.
He's playing that Legends collection.
So you're correct. The worst of the bunch because they get better as they go.
Yeah.
The first one's the weakest one, the second one's better, and then the third one's like, oh, this is actually pretty fun.
2 isn't even bad. The remake's a lot better, though.
Mm. All right. What else you been playing, Break? That's it?
Which unfortunately was not localized.
Yeah, I've been working on, like, romancing characters. Kind of, like, you have to choose who you get to romance in this game, because unlike Fallout, where you get a perk for romancing characters, so I romance literally everybody. You know, even the robot, like I'm a fucking robot, whatever. I'm getting a perk for it. But this one, you can only romance one character. If you try and romance another, like, you lose your relationship with the other character.
Oh, shit. They fixed that, huh?
Yeah, they broke it all up. So, you know.
So they kind of fixed Baldur's Gate 3, too, in that respect, because you actually have to win their affections. You can't just immediately fuck them. Because apparently the courtship system in that game was kind of broken, and you could just literally go straight to the relationship status.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, it's when you're having conversations in this game, at certain points they'll bring up the option to flirt with the character, and they'll do it in the most inappropriate times. Like the character will be talking about like how they lost their partner in this horrible accident, and it's like you go into a couple sentences later and like flirt with them. Wait, we're talking about the worst thing that ever happened to him, and you think now's a good time to flirt with them?
Considering this game was developed by a company that basically fired a trans employee, I am not surprised at all why this behavior being emulated in the video game. It speaks poorly of the staff there.
Yeah. All right. What have you been playing, Eric?
I've been playing just some more Dark Souls, and I put that down because I was gonna wait till the weekend to do all the grinding to get all of the Titanite chunks to level up weapons to their max levels on the various ones, because there's achievements based on like whether or not you made a fire weapon or whatever. So I decided I didn't want to spend the weekdays doing that. So instead, I played Sands of Aura because I got review code for that, and I'm not really feeling it, but I'm gonna keep playing it because I'm learning more about how the game works, and did things to make it more enjoyable. But I'm still probably gonna give it a lower score because my biggest complaints are the fact that there's a lot about the game that doesn't tell you what it should tell you. The font's too small, and the lighting's really bad. And the performance is not where it probably should be, considering the game's visual aesthetic.
Yeah, they could probably patch it, right, Eric?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
like they made the game verified and run on Steam, but they haven't optimized it yet, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. What else, Eric? Anything else?
That's pretty much it.
All right.
I never did get around to watching those movies I was telling you about, so maybe I'll do that for next week.
Yeah, that would be cool if you watch those, Eric. All right. I've been playing more SteamWorld Dig. I'm very close to the end. I'm going to go ahead and review it this week, which means we're at the review section.
RPGrinders reviews.
All right, I know Eric doesn't have any reviews this week, but Break, do you have any reviews?
Well, I kind of really did the review when I was comparing the game to the movie. Like, it's just so good. And but I don't know what they're going to do for DLC as far as like new levels and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they've really captured what you can.
I
from that
mean,
movie.
they could definitely do new levels. Like they could. I mean, they could go into part 2 because part 2 has most of the same cast. They could bring
They
in
don't have
Chop
the
Top.
license for part 2.
I'm sure they
only have
could.
the-
I'm sure they
They only
could
have
work.
the license for this one movie.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, they could work that out. I mean, the license for 2 wouldn't be
I mean,
that
if
hard
they
to
could,
get.
yeah, that'd be awesome. But if they can't, then what do they do?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, it's pretty limited. I mean, that
Well,
world
there's a
is
video of a new level today, apparently. Okay, cool.
all right.
I'm wondering like what they're gonna do because yeah, I pretty much every location from the movies used except for maybe like the inside of a van.
I know
They go to
here's the
police
van, you know. Here's the you know what I always wondered about Texas 1? There's a character, right, that everybody encounters when or that they get to the gas station where the cook is, right? And
Right.
there's this guy, he's just staring at the sun. Whatever happened to that dude? You know what I mean? And then also another question I always ask myself, what happened to the truck driver at the end of 1?
Yeah, I wondered that too. He's just running away, like, or not the truck driver, but what was it? A semi. He was driving a semi.
Yeah, the semi truck. That's what I said. The truck
Because
driver.
because it was a truck driver that saved her.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
well.
what happened to him. He ended up in Silent Hill Origins.
Well,
Yeah,
it looked like since Leatherface had given up on the hunt at that point, he was just busy dancing. I'm guessing that guy got away, but
yeah, but nobody like I've looked up like fan theories and stuff, and nobody has like any clue what happened to that dude. I always wondered what happened to that dude. You know.
yeah. I mean,
And they never did like any interviews with that guy after, like the actor himself or nothing, man.
I was
Like,
thinking like he's kind of a big guy too, and the way he was running, maybe he had a heart attack.
yeah, I mean, I guess we could theorize, you know. It's, Freak5 says, I pooped today. Where's the hashtag, Freak5? So, all right.
Falling ass.
So what
for
would you
amazing
give
stuff.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre? And you know what? You're a perfect person to ask this, Break, because you played Friday the 13th extensively, and you know the differences between the two games. So what would your honest assessment and score of Texas Chainsaw be?
As far as like comparison, the two of them, I think it's perfect.
Yeah.
Like, as far as like they perfectly caught the atmosphere of the movie and the stages, and it's like I said, it's fun to play either the victims or the killers, the one, and it's so unique as how you start the game as a victim. You start basically on a meat hook,
Yeah.
trying to escape, you know. Which makes sense because in the movie it's like basically everybody they meet they kill right away, or they torture them, you know, take them back and have some fun with them first.
Yeah.
Like here's dinner with Grandpa. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Grandpa's even part of the game. They found a unique way to make him useful in the game. You feed him blood and he'll like yell and tell you where everybody are, or where all the victims are hiding, for instance.
Yeah.
It's just it just feels good. Like it feels right. I don't think that I can't think of any complaints I have comparing it to the movie in any way.
Yeah.
I mean,
So what would you give it for a score? Like if you had to give it a score?
like I don't know. Is it as comparison to the movie or
No. Just
game?
just a game in general. Like what would your score be? Like
I don't know. It is kind of limited as it is, but there is DLC coming. Like you said, there's another stage coming. I'd say it's probably like a 7.5, because there's only a few stages, and you know, it's escape or kill.
yeah.
And
Well,
like I
that's
said, there's
that's a
only
fair
two
score, and I think that's a really high score for a game that's limited like it is. I mean, it's like Friday the 13th was kind of like that, right? Limited in
Right.
its scope, and
But they'd added DLC along the way, and they were going to add more DLC with that one. So I want to. I'd be eager to review it again, like after DLC comes out, because I'm thinking the score is going to be a lot better with,
I wish-
with more content.
I wish they would do. They probably couldn't do it with Texas Chainsaw, but I wish they would do a Friday the 13th campaign game.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like maybe a short experience, maybe a 7-8 hour experience where you're going around, trying to find Jason or whatever. You heard this legend. I don't know. Whatever they want to
How
do.
about recreate the NES game?
No, fuck that. Fuck that, man. No way. No, thank you, man.
Instead
Fight Jason with rocks.
Yeah. There
Yeah.
are these little mini missions you could do with like bad AI and stuff like that.
Or you could do, or you could do like you play it as Jason and you go around trying to find the couples that are having sex to kill them and stuff like that. That would be kind of cool.
Kill them this way.
Hell, make it like Crazy Taxi where you're timed.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go on to my reviews real quick here, guys. I'm gonna do these rapid fire. I'm not quite done with SteamWorld Dig, but I think I'm at the final. I don't know if you want to call it dungeon or cave or whatever, but it's a good, fun little game. It reminds me a little bit of Dig Dug, so it's got kind of a nostalgic factor to it. You play as a robot and you're digging for resources. You go sell your resources. You upgrade your weaponry, which happens to be a drill or pickaxe, stuff like that. That's steam powered, so you need water for those things. I mean, I think it's I think Freak 5 is exiled, you son of a bitch. How dare you? Goddamn son of a bitch. He says new season of Big Mouth last week. I noticed that there was also a new season of I didn't like Human Resources that much, Freak 5. I didn't think it was great. Yeah, throw a rock at him. But SteamWorld Dig's pretty good, man. I give it a solid 7 out of 10. It's a fun little indie game. If you want to have a little bit of nostalgia, like Dig Dug nostalgia, it's got a little bit of that. It's got some unique little creepy crawlies that come after you, and I don't know. It's just a fun little adventure that's pretty easy to play and figure out. There's not much to it. It's just it's a pretty decent little game. Next, I'm going to cover a movie called Five Nights at Freddy's, spoiler free. I mean, how can I spoil it? I mean, it's I talked a little bit about it last week in a preview, and remember I said at the beginning.
I do think it was interesting of them to actually broadcast it on
Peacock and at the theaters. And it broke records at the theaters, which I don't understand why. And I'll explain to you how I feel.
There's like a cult following too.
Yeah, but the game is. I'm gonna say this, and I never thought I would say this. The game is much better than this movie. It showed a lot of promise at the beginning. I thought they did a really good job writing in a story of why this guy's there, and they did a good job at the beginning, and then from the beginning it just fucking went to shit, and it's a shitty movie. And there's not very many scares. It's I think it's less than a PG-13 movie, although they showed a couple of cool kind of kills. But it's definitely a below average movie. I'm giving it a 4.
So what you're saying is watch Spirit Halloween instead.
Spirit Halloween's a much superior movie to Five Nights at Freddy's.
Is that movie streaming anywhere?
Shudder. It's on Shudder.
No, just Shudder.
Yeah.
I don't have a Shudder app. Do they have like a Shudder channel for like Amazon Prime or something?
Well, if you get AMC Plus, I think it's included. But I think Shudder's worth it on its own. It's only $5 a month, and it's got if you're a horror fan, it's kind of essential. I dig Shudder a lot. They always have a lot of unique content. They to me it's worth the $5 a month.
I don't even think
I can't remember.
I don't even think AMC Plus has an app for the PS5. Or
there's a Shudder app on your phone for sure. So if you're interested, Eric, I mean to me it's one of the few services that is definitely worth getting, especially at $5-6 a month. I mean it's there's not much to not like about Shudder. I mean, it's horror movies, it's series. I mean, they have tons of content on there. I really like it. I dig it. So so Five Nights at Freddy's is a 4 out of 10 for me. It's below average. It started off promising and it just quickly went to shit. And by the way, there will be a sequel because it shattered all kinds of records at the box office for.
Well, maybe that one will be better.
I hope so, because the first one was just super disappointing. You can watch it on Peacock right now, which I would suggest. Don't waste your money going to the theaters to see it. If you have Peacock, it's on Peacock. I'm going to do a real quick retro review of Halloween H2O or H20 or whatever you want to call it. This is the movie that came out 20 years after the original, and I thought it was a perfect way to end the series. I think it had good kills. The acting was superb. It started.
LL Cool J.
LL Cool J was in it, and he was great, and he survives as a black man, which is a rarity. Actually, he survived in that, and he survived in Deep Blue Sea too, which is strange.
Yeah. The only way a black actor can survive a horror is if they are a rapper too.
Yeah. Although, do you guys know the first black actor to survive a horror movie besides like those cheesy blaxploitation films back in the day?
I know that the kid who survived from the Nightmare on Elm Street, like they killed him in the next.
Yeah. You're talking about Kincaid in part 3. Yeah. Yeah, he survived that, but and immediately got killed in 4. So
Yeah, which that always irritated me.
It irritated me too. No, the first one. I mean, people have said the boy from People Under Stairs. That's one, but that's not the first one. The first one was Dawn of the Dead. Can't remember the actor's name, but the black guy in Dawn of the Dead. I don't know if you guys remember that movie. He survived. Yeah. So, but it was a rarity.
Ving Rhames.
Ving Rhames survived in the updated version of Dawn of the Dead.
He was good in that movie.
Yeah, I liked him in that.
The remake was fantastic.
I liked it. I really did like it.
Very few remakes are good. That one was good.
Yeah. H2O is a very, very good movie, and it's kind of a Ken Foray. Nope, it wasn't Ken Foray, Wyland. Ken Foray survived Texas Chainsaw 3, but that was after Dawn of the Dead. I can't remember his name. I'll have to look it up here in a bit. Maybe you can, Wyland. Dawn of the Dead cast, and it's the black guy. And Dawn of the Dead. Let's see. I think his name is like, God damn it. I can't remember his name, Wyland, but look it up for me if you wouldn't mind while I continue here. But H2O is an excellent sequel to. Now I think they kept Halloween 2. Not Ken Foray. Hold on, let me find the guy that survived. Hold on, this is gonna drive me crazy here. It's not Ken Foray. I know.
So should we move on while you're doing this?
You're
doing this here.
Okay, I'll go ahead and finish up here. So H2O is a good movie, man. I thought it was a perfect end to the whole series. I think Halloween 2 was part of that canon as well because, they kind of Halloween 2 kind of fucked up things with one line. Other than that, I thought Halloween 2 was a great sequel, but they fucked up making Laurie Strode his sister or some shit. It was all but
like he killed his sister. We went through that. Like that's how the movie started.
Yeah, I know. They fucked it up in 2. Although 2 is a great movie. Shit. But H2O ends so perfectly, man. I mean, it basically is a movie about Laurie moving to California, and Michael finds her in California at this. She's like the head mistress of a private like school, right? And her husband is there. Just wait for it, Breakman. I'll prove him wrong here in a minute. It's not that movie then. It's the other one. But
okay, so then you were wrong about them. You're not proving him wrong. You were wrong.
No, just wait for it. Break it. As soon as I get a chance to look it up, just relax.
Wiley can't defend himself, so I'm going to defend him.
Okay. But I mean, it was tense when it needed to be tense. I mean, it basically plays like a teen angst slasher type movie with Laurie Strode as the protagonist, and I mean, it's just a fantastic way to end the series. The way they ended this movie was just, in my opinion, just perfection. Like so Michael Myers was like this unstoppable force, and she just, I mean, there's going to be spoilers here because you know.
I know I could have put that kill on the list, but I like the shotgun kill. I thought that was way more creative.
Yeah, no, but the way she dispatches of him at the end, she like basically knows he's gonna rise from the grave, and she steals the ambulance. She crashes the ambulance, gets out of the ambulance, gets an axe, and just basically just lops his head off as he's trying to like, you know, hold hands with her or some shit. I don't know, but the mask was stupid. That's the only you know, caveat to this whole thing. I did not like the Michael Myers mask, and the actor that portrayed him didn't quite get him right. But other than that, H2O is almost a perfect end, and I sadly the trio of movies just came out. You know, basically disregarded this movie, but no, this was the way that it should have stayed, and I highly like this movie. I give it an 8.5 out of 10. I think H2O was a great sequel and an underrated sequel. So, all right, let's move on to everybody's favorite segment.
What is it?
Stinko of the week.
All right, Breakman, your Stinko of the week.
All right, let's see here. Let's just go ahead and complain about the one I complain about every year is the fucking time change is coming again.
Yeah.
We're going back an hour this time, right? Fall back.
Yeah, because the Supreme Court or the Senate and the House, I don't know what happened first or whatever, but they couldn't vote on the Sunshine Act.
Yeah.
Which was supposed to put an end to all this.
Yeah, they keep teasing us, but I don't know. Well, it might happen eventually, but I'm not holding my breath.
I hope when it does end, it ends on the time that we gain an hour. You know what I mean?
I've got a homie discount for you all.
I do too.
I found one.
All right, Eric, go ahead.
Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin for the Xbox Series is $10 on Amazon. It's a digital code, I think.
Okay. What else? Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. All right. Breakman, continue on.
Let me see here. We got that one. We've got the unexpected death of Matthew Perry.
No, this is the disc. Never mind.
Okay, Eric, let Break finish, please.
Yeah.
Okay. So that he unexpectedly died. There was a lot of speculation, like that he was on drugs and stuff like that. And so far, like toxicology reports have come up all clean.
Well,
seems like it was just a
no,
tragic
that's
accident.
not true. Break. They came out with a toxicology report that said he was clear of meth and fentanyl, and that's it. They oddly left out every other drug. You know, normally they say.
Okay, I see what you're saying. You're going with the conspiracy theory.
No. It's not a conspiracy theory. Normally, when you're cleared from a toxicology report, they say his system was clear of all drugs. But in this case, they specifically mentioned fentanyl and meth. They said he's clear of those, but they didn't say anything else after that. So that's what makes me think that maybe there was something in there, you know? So.
Okay, well, whatever. He's dead, and it sucks. Next we go to Frank LaRose. Once again, pulls some underhanded bullshit. You know, this is something that they do every election cycle. They purge votes and stuff like that. But they usually announce it, that they're going to do this. And it's based on people who have died and stuff like that. And there's usually a notification process for that. Well, he did like some shady, underhanded bullshit below everybody's nose. Nobody knew he was doing it. He just did it all of a sudden. Like 26,000 voters just purged from the list all of a sudden. What he did was illegal on the federal level, but it's not illegal in Ohio. So yeah, we know the Ohio Republicans do not care about the law at all. Yeah. Anyway, so moving on. He's a scumbag. I hope he doesn't become a senator. I'm gonna lose my shit if that happens. Speaking of scumbags, I'm sure you remember the cops who murdered Breonna Taylor.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, what happens to scumbag cops in this one when they kill somebody? They they get the vacation, paid vacation.
Yeah.
They maybe maybe they'll get the desk job for a while, but they don't lose any money. They get their police chief in the union to back them on every way, and eventually they get forgiven or they get moved to a new police force, which is what happened to the guy who killed Breonna Taylor, an innocent woman, and who almost killed the neighbors to Breonna Taylor too.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people realize that, but they almost killed the neighbors. So anyway, he got moved to Kentucky, and he's already been accused of some bad deeds. And a police chase at one point. It was going to become a police chase, at least he thought. He rammed his police cruiser into the other truck, which caused that to ram into some other parked cars, And then the guy gets out and he pulls his gun on him, and of course the police narrative from the police chief in that was completely different from what was revealed on the video, as usual.
Of course.
And what the witness said. The witnesses were accurate, and of course the police chief is lying, as usual.
Yeah.
So, so murderers just get moved around in this country.
Yeah.
And they're free to threaten the lives of others.
I made a point, I don't know if it was on this show or another, where it's almost akin to like priest. When priest molests a kid, they just move him to a different parish, just hide him. And that's how the police treat these criminals.
Yeah.
They just,
and they always talk about he's such a nice guy, and he works well with the public, and the other officers like him so much, and he's got a wife and kids and stuff like that. But then you look, and there's multiple complaints of too much violence and stuff like that against the guys, but they don't ever want to mention that.
Right.
Right. They try and bury that.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to concede something to Weiland. Ken Foray for sure was in Dawn of the Dead, but that's not the actor I'm thinking of. There was one before that. His name is not Ken Foray. Fucking A,
so
man.
There was another Dawn of the Dead?
No. Fuck, man. I'm
All
looking.
right, well, you're still thinking about it, so I'm going to go ahead and move on.
Continue on.
The last one goes to the war, the ongoing war. It just is elevating and getting worse and worse. And,
on that, Breakman, like two things can be true at the same time, right? I mean, Hamas can be wrong for what they did, and Israel can be wrong for what they did, right? So I don't understand why, if you say Israel was wrong for bombing a hospital, for instance, why is that so controversial? I'm not an anti-Semite if I say that's completely wrong. I mean,
I know there's the one former politician had family members that were killed in a safe area. It was supposed to be a safe spot.
Yeah.
And of course there was backlash to that complaint.
Yeah.
You had family members murdered. But if you complain that Israel is doing anything wrong, you're immediately accused of being an anti-Semite. Or you're immediately accused of supporting terrorists.
Yeah, and I don't get that. You can be pro-Palestinian and pro-Israeli people and anti-Israeli government, right? And anti-Hamas, right? Both of those things can be true at the same time. It's so stupid. And Freak 5 is exiled, you son of a bitch.
That was a good one.
You son of a bitch. No, I agree with you, man. That war is really, really dumb. I just...
Yeah, there's too many innocent lives. And people like us who complain about it, and we're seeing it from celebrities, they're just getting absolutely bashed if any of them say anything that's
I
not
know, and it's like why the hate? I don't understand. You can say two things that are true, I mean, just like you can say two things that are false at the same time,
I don't have a problem with Jewish religion or most religions in general. I have a problem with governments bombing cities.
I do too.
With civilians in them.
I do too.
I see those as completely different things. I don't know how others have managed to equate to.
Yeah, you say one thing and you're an anti-Semite, man. You can't say something like, I don't think the United States government should be sending billions of dollars to Israel every year, because then that makes you an anti-Semite. It's like
Netanyahu's a genocidal maniac.
Yes, and you can say that, and that does not make you an anti-Semite. I don't understand it. And you know what?
You're not rooting against the people of Israel. Like they were attacked by a terrorist organization. Like,
Right.
That's horrific what happened to them. There are some of them that are still imprisoned by this evil organization.
Yeah.
But the response is not to murder innocent people.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I think there should be
response.
And you can say things like I hope there's a ceasefire and not be anti-Semitic too. I mean, that's just ridiculous. So you're telling me if you're a Jewish person, I mean, you can honestly tell me you think it's okay to genocide another culture? I mean, didn't you guys already go through that 1942? You know? I mean, did it not already happen to your own people? Why would you want that? Why would you even think that that's a good thing for some other culture? You know, you could
our government is so wrapped up with the Israeli government. Like it's just like they are the number one name callers as far as that, but it's the other people that are doing it. Like, just come on, like you're buying into you're supporting genocide.
Right.
I mean, nobody. Yeah. I have yet to hear anybody supporting Hezbollah or Hamas.
Yeah, nobody's saying that.
People saying there's justifications for them becoming terrorists.
Right.
Like, and that's a completely different thing. That's like I can understand the oppression and stuff like that causing people to fall down into the hole, and what they're doing right now, where they're killing families, survivors of those families. What are they going to do? They're going to want revenge, retribution. You know.
Yeah.
Like this, killing innocent people creates more terrorists.
Yeah. I don't know. It just, to me, it just people can say things that are two things at once that are true, and people just don't understand that. You got to be on one side. It's like politics in America, right?
I was about to say like Biden versus Trump. Like
yeah.
We have to love both, or we have to love one or the other.
No, we could hate both like I do, and that's okay, right? I can't stand either one of those pieces of shit. Right, and it's okay to say that. That doesn't make me anti-American. You know, it doesn't make me.
You're not a patriot, Frank. How dare you?
I know it's just so weird the way people think about that break. But fuck. All right, what else you got, break?
No, that's enough. I wanted to end it on the board because it's just horrific. Every time every week it's like 1,000 more dead.
Yeah, Eric, you have anything else, Stinko wise? All right. Mine is, and I guess I should have just expected this from our Congress, Breakman. Why is George Santos still a thing? Why is that lying sack of shit? And I know most, if not all, politicians are big fat liars, but this guy has openly lied about everything from his mother being Jewish and him being Jewish to his mother being in 9/11, which never happened.
I can tell you why they didn't vote against him.
Why?
Because they are saying that he hasn't been convicted in court. This is just the public opinion and stuff like that.
But it's not opinion; it's fact.
It's because they have all done the same shit as him,
right?
Just to a different scale, and they don't want the shit to come back on them.
Yeah, but here and you know what?
Protecting themselves. This is not them fighting for what's right.
I understand that, Breakman, but this is. Okay, you're not supposed to say the quiet part out loud, which is his problem, right? He says the quiet things out loud, right? And he's threatened.
He's thinking at the time. He's like Marjorie Taylor Greene, like just whatever she's thinking, she just says.
Right. Which
doesn't
you got to
make sense. Just says it.
Right, but George Santos is different because he's been. You can fact check in real time his fucking lies, right? Mm-hmm. I mean. His parents were not at 9/11. That never happened. That is a lie.
What they're doing, what the Democrats and Republicans are saying is that basically, if we get accused of something, well, you can't do it to us because we let these other guys go. Like we have to go through court. Is basically what they're saying. It's this is them covering their own asses for the crimes.
Yeah, I know, but to me,
I'm not defending any of it.
No. But they did. But listen to the overarching thing that I'm saying, Break. I don't think I'm articulating myself very well, but just the overarching theme, right? Like I said, most politicians don't say the quiet parts out loud, and they're not overly blatant with their lies, right? And if they're caught even one time saying something outrageous, they're usually just expelled. But this guy, over and over and over again, has made one lie after another, and he still somehow is in the... I think what it is remember when he was threatening other members of Congress to like spill the beans on him? I think he's got dirt on everybody. And that's like what it ties into what you're saying, Break. Like, that's the only reason that they didn't vote his fucking ass out.
Well, not that I don't think it's necessarily. Well, I mean, he probably does. Like Matt Gaetz has openly talked about having evidence on people, but like I said, if say Dick Durbin, I don't know, I'm just
yeah.
Dick Durbin is found out that he's lying about something like his bank fraud. He committed bank fraud.
Okay.
Like, we all know it, and they all found out about it. But because they're protecting Santos now, he's protecting himself in the long run if he gets caught committing that crime. You know what I'm saying? Because they're saying we can't expel somebody who hasn't gone through court.
Right, they're hiding behind that, which
they're protecting themselves because we know a lot of these guys are criminals, and they commit so much bullshit to get where they are, lied, cheated, stole, whatever. But they're basically it's a you can't fire me yet because
this is what's so frustrating.
I got my rights.
This is what's so frustrating. Like, the evidence is right there in front of everybody's fucking nose, and Congress chooses to do nothing, which is what they do. 99,
they're taking advantage of it.
Right, 99% of the time, that's what Congress is good for. Sit around and do nothing. Keep everything the status quo, because that's where all Americans are supremely happy. The status quo, you know. I mean, as long as we keep getting our fucking salary, which, by the way, the salary for a congressperson is like $178,000. So if that doesn't tell you anything and everything right there, I don't know what the fuck does. You know, it's just ridiculous amounts of money, and that's their base salary. That doesn't include dark money, doesn't include donor money, doesn't include
all the expenses that are covered for.
Yep, covered expenses, transportation. I mean, fuck, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, I believe, is going to get away with charging $19,000 for a quote lectern, which is bullshit too.
Piece of wood.
Right, 19th, and she's going to get away with it. I mean, no question in my mind she's not going to get away with that, or get away with that. So we need to move on to better pastures here.
What does my tattoo say?
Sweet! Sweet of the week!
Eric, did you have a sweeto this week?
No.
All right, Breakman, your sweetos of the week.
I guess the pumpkins we carved turned out really well this year.
Oh, awesome! Did you take pictures?
No.
Oh, damn it!
I didn't. I showed up. Like, I took pictures of the 1 year where I usually do take pictures, but my favorite's still the Jason and his murder victims.
That's cool.
But I did a skeleton this year, and we had other people, and they did. I think they did Jason.
Yeah, that's cool. Freak 5, I'm sorry, I forgot to read it. I did see it, and I was gonna read it, but I'll read it after a break gets done here.
I'm done.
All right. Freak Stinko he found out that there was a new TikTok challenge. I hate these fucking TikTok They're not even challenges. Kids are waiting at stop signs, and when a car stops, they smash the side mirror with a baseball bat. I found out about this because some punk-ass kids did this to my mom yesterday. That's fucking ridiculous, Freak. That's ridiculous. I hope they fucking find those kids and make them do community service and pay for that shit, man. It's bullshit. Freak says they make us argue with each other because there are less than 1,000 of them and they don't want us to turn on them. That's right. I mean, you saw how they ran like bitches on January 6th, which nobody's endorsing January 6th, but I mean, it's getting closer and closer to that time, right? Freak 5. I mean, where everybody pull something like that. All right, my sweeto is I got 3 4K movies for $10. I mean, obviously digital, but check out if this wasn't a deal and a half, guys. Ghostbusters, Fright Night,
Ooh.
and Labyrinth for $10.
Oh, that is good. Like Mrs. Brakeman loves Fright Night. That's one of her favorite movies.
I love Fright
Ghostbusters,
Night
one of
too,
my
man. It's
favorites.
great. Great
Oh,
movie. The
we gotta
original,
make
not
an
that
upgraded
bullshit.
version, right?
Not that bullshit remake that they did. I
And
didn't like
Labyrinth
that.
is such a good movie
The
too.
remake was just
Yeah.
blasphemous.
I agree, Mrs. Brakeman. That remake sucked, man. And you know what? There are people that will defend that remake till Kingdom Come, and I'm like, what?
They mustn't have really liked the first one then.
Yeah, they must have like hated the first and was like, oh, it needs to be completely redone. The only thing I liked about the remake was Charlie. I thought that guy was pretty good, Anton Yelchin. But other than that, man, that
The
fucking
only
movie
thing I can
sucked.
think of I liked is that Chris Sarandon got to make a cameo.
Yeah, that was cool too.
That was about it. That's the only
Yeah.
thing I can think of that I liked about the remake.
Yeah. Scotoma says, find some compassion. Think about the criminals, leftists. Scotoma, it's politicians in general. Get out of this left versus right thing, dude. Like seriously. It's Scotoma says, by the way, welcome in, Scotoma. I played Chainsaw Massacre. It was fun, but the wait to get a team sucks.
Yes, that is the
Yeah.
worst part of the game. They need to fix that so bad.
Yeah.
And they at one point they had it where you didn't need a full party to play. Now they've set it up that you have a full party. And if you don't have a full party when the time expires, it kicks you out and you have to start back over again.
Yeah. So
Fucking irritating.
this hold on, I'm gonna find the name. You guys got to sign up for their deals. Like, give them your email address, because they come up, and I think it goes on whatever account you have. Like if you have a Voodoo account, YouTube account, whatever. But it's called like fun. It's saying, hey, we got this 3 for $10 deal, and sometimes it's like just high definition movies, but other times it's like 4K movies. And where the fuck is it? It's fuck. If I remember next week, I'll let you guys know. But it's like Fanflix or some shit. I don't know. But let's see if I can. Let's see if it is Fanflix. Here we go. Yep, Fanflix. If you guys sign up for their email list, they'll send you like links to like great deals, but you just have to link like your Voodoo account or your Amazon account or whatever, and then they'll be on that. Or Movies Anywhere, like that usually links to all your accounts. But yeah, it's there you go. Freak Pie says, my sweeto, last night while picking up a DoorDash order, I saw a lady with the dog. Wasn't wearing a service dog vest, so I asked if I could pet it. I let the dog sniff my whatever, probably his ass, and its tail perked up and started wagging, and it has such happiness in its eyes when I pet it. That's cool. That's really cool. I love dogs, man. They're the best, man. I love cats, dogs. I'm a big time animal lover, so it's just I don't know. I love it. I love animals in general, and dogs are a special kind of pet, and cats too, man. They're just good natured for the most part, and depends on how you raise them. But anyways, that's my sweeto. Yeah. So Break, I didn't get the link for the attorney. I don't know if you want to
Shit, my bad. I would go do that this second.
All right.
Where you're stalling for time or something.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm playing the free for all music. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
All right. Last week we discussed the tournament. Breakman was kind enough to do the tournament again this month, and I done forgot what the tourney was. I think it was best duos.
Yep.
Breakman.
This is the best duos. You're correct. Do you get it? Did you get the link? Did it work this time?
I think it did, but hold on. I gotta go to the.
I usually screwed up the first time, so I'm making sure.
Let's see if I can get to it. Yes, I can.
Awesome.
So,
Awesome.
yes.
Yes, this is the best gaming duos. I was thinking about movie duos. Next time I do this, it'll probably be movie duos.
All right.
And Tango and Cash.
Anyway, Tango and Cash. That's going back in the day, man.
I know.
Eddie Murphy and Nick Nolte in 48 Hours, man.
Oh, yeah. They were good. Anyway, video game characters. I decided to start off with the big two right away, the Mario Brothers. They're going up against a pair that I'm not really familiar with because I never played the game. A Way Out, which is a prison escape game. starring Leo and Vincent as the pair.
Yeah, and that's a
Safety
great game. It's from the same guys that made a game called Brothers that works very similarly, where you have to work together to solve puzzles and shit. But I heard that's a great game. I have not played it, but I'm aware of that couple. Who's going first, Break?
You can go first.
This is a no-brainer, man. Is anybody gonna not pick Mario and Luigi? It's Mario and Luigi.
Eric?
Mario and Luigi.
Yeah, I agree. It's pretty much an easy one. I kind of sent Leo and Vincent to I sent them out to dry.
Right. They deserve better, man. But they weren't gonna win this tournament no matter what. So
yeah, they probably weren't. Next we have Bill and Lance from the Contra series. Those two have been going at it for a while. And the Ice Climbers, who I didn't even bother to put their names, just I put Ice Climbers. The siblings, the male and female Ice Climbers, versus Bill and Lance, who have killed Red Falcon at least a couple times. I don't know how you fucking kill him, and he just comes back like he wasn't dead in the first place. Whatever.
No, he's not really. There isn't really a Red Falcon. He's just one type of xenomorph. Several.
Okay. Well, you could start this. The Ice Climbers, Bill and Lance.
We're going with Bill and Lance.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Bill and Lance too. Like I keep thinking of the Ice Climbers in Smash Brothers, and I fucking hate them so much. They're little assholes. Frank?
Yeah, it's Bill and Lance, man, for sure. I think this is the first time we've ever all agreed on two in a row. So
yeah, so far that's incredible. I think we might keep that up on this one. Snake and his best buddy Otacon versus May and Cody from It Takes Two, the married couple who is fighting to save their marriage. I will go ahead and start this and Snake! Like, who isn't familiar with that? Like, nobody loves anybody more than Otacon loves Snake. Like, he's just, he worries about his boy at all times. So I gotta start with Snake and Otacon. Frank, you know.
I'm gonna make it 2 for 2 on this Snake and Otacon for sure. Although May and Cody, I mean, there is something to say about a couple trying to, stay together. But I'm going with Snake and Otacon.
Eric?
Same.
Wow, that is
3 in a row. Let's see if we can continue the record here. I doubt it.
It might
We
convert.
get a chain bonus if we keep going.
I know, chain bonus. Snake's on a
Oh,
motherfucking plane, Scotoma says.
Next, we have Blade and Stryker, the bad dudes who saved President Ronnie Reagan from ninjas, versus Commander Shepard and Garrus Vicarian, who you can have as a romantic partner, or as I had as my best fucking buddy, because I fucking love Garrus. He's amazing. Frank, you can start this one.
Well, being I never played that trilogy of games, and I know that's blasphemous. I do have it, though, and I do plan on going through it. I played, that's not entirely true. I started the first game, but I thought it was boring as shit. But I know it gets better, and I should just stick with it and play that whole trilogy. But Blade and Strike, Bad Dudes was a fun beat 'em up, from what I remember. I think I'm just gonna go with Commander Shepard and Garrus because I know it's a better all-around couple. So.
I want to play those games again so I can make completely different decisions and get
Blade and Striker don't even have personalities. I'm voting for Shepard and Garrus.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm actually gonna vote for Shepard and Garrus too. I cannot believe you two.
4 in a row? Holy shit!
Mass Effect characters. Like
we did Connect 4.
Connect 4.
I am in complete shock right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say.
It's like Bizarro World right now.
4 for 4. Wow. Okay. Next we have Nathan Drake and his best buddy Sully and mentor, versus Cecil and his girlfriend, aka wife, by the end of the game. Well, I mean, it's one of the best game endings. It ends with a wedding, a happy affair. Who did the last one? I think Frank. So Eric, you're next.
I vote for Cecil and Rosa because fuck Nathan Drake and Sully.
I'm gonna vote for Cecil and Rosa too, because like I said, it's one of the best game endings. Like it's a happy ending. Like you don't always get that in games. And when you do conquer the bad guys before that game came out, usually it was just like game over, or like you did it, congratulations, and then game over. You know, this one we got a celebration.
Or in the case of Ghosts and Goblins, congratulations.
Yeah, now you got to play the game over again.
Yeah, exactly.
Congratulations, you got to start over.
Not that my vote counts. Nathan Drake and Sully are fucking thieves and assholes. I agree with Eric. Although I love those games are fantastic. Cecil and Rosa, so that's 5 in a row that we all agree on.
Wow. This I don't know if we're going to diverge on this one, but here we go. Palom and Param, the twins from the game that we just actually talked about, versus Professor Layton and Luke Trenton, his loyal assistant. I'm going to go ahead and start this one. I've never played Professor Layton games. Even though the twins can be annoying at sometimes, they do sacrifice themselves to save the party, which is, that's amazing sacrifice what they do. So I'm going to vote for twins. Frank?
What game are they from, Palom and Param?
Final Fantasy IV.
Which one?
They're Final Fantasy IV, the twins.
Oh, that's right. Duh. Okay. Oh, shit. Go to Eric, man. I need a second to think about this, because this is a good one.
I vote for Professor Layton and Luke.
Ooh.
Oh, the first deviation.
First deviation, and you're the tiebreaker.
You know what? We might have too much Final Fantasy on this. I'm going with Professor Layton and Luke. They're a great couple.
First set of the game, I think, personally. Professor Layton moves on. And Luke Trenton, trying to type this all out, so stalling here. Next, we have Sora and Riku, the Kingdom Hearts duo, versus Cloud and Aerith, the most overrated video game couple, I believe, in history. Personally, I think.
The remakes might be like changing opinions from that.
Well, we don't know yet, Eric.
I am going to go ahead and start this one. Even though like Cloud and Aerith it really annoys me. Like it is like considered a legendary couple. Like people like of that age, like were just becoming teenagers when Final Fantasy VII came out, and like that was their couple. So I'm gonna go with them. Frank?
Fuck you for bowing to that pressure, break man. I'm going with Sora and Riku. I think they're way more compelling than Cloud and Aerith ever
Well,
was.
that's the problem is I never played Kingdom Hearts also. So.
Yeah. Well, Kingdom Hearts is a great game, and I love that little relationship there. So I'm going with Sora and Riku. Plus, Sora and Riku are just cute. They're just cute characters.
And Aerith stuff breaks Cloud. I mean, he goes off on his own after that. So.
Yeah.
You did care for her. That was pretty obvious.
I'm voting for Sora and Riku.
Sora and Riku.
Second upset. Yeah.
Wow. This is the last of this bracket. This one, I think we'll probably agree on this one. Wario and Waluigi versus Tripkata and Monkey from the Enslaved game.
I don't know if Wario and Waluigi work because they've never actually done anything together.
Yeah, they have Mario Kart. Those two are like
they're
villains.
competing against each other in that game.
Yeah, but it's like Mario and Luigi. Like you can when you think of Wario.
Actually, he doesn't even show up in Wario Kart. I think.
Yeah, he does.
Waluigi's only in the Camelot games.
Well, you get to start this, Eric. What do you think?
And maybe Mario Party, but yeah, I'm just gonna I think you spelled that wrong.
No.
It's another I.
I think the I comes before the P.
Yeah, I think it was Triplicata. I think there was two I's.
Yeah.
Considering they actually have a dynamic, I'm voting for them. The enslaved people.
Yes, and from what I've seen on the game, like they work together. Like they're they match each other.
I want a Wario and Waluigi game that Nintendo won't give us because they refuse to acknowledge Waluigi's existence because they were character created by Hudson Soft.
Well, just to make this thing interesting, I'm gonna go Wario and Waluigi to put Frank on this.
I'm one of the few people that played Enslaved, by the way, and I liked the game quite a bit. I thought there was a lot.
I heard it good. Oh wait, I think it was you that told us it was good.
Yeah.
I think you're the one I heard it from.
I think so too, man. That was years ago, man. Fuck. I mean, this is tough because I like both, but I'm gonna go with Tripicata and Monkey because that was kind of compelling. It was good, and Wario and Luigi, like you said,
A forced partnership.
yeah, exactly, and it worked out pretty well.
Good for them. Glad it did. They had wild monkey sex after. Is that what happened?
No
Oh,
sex
okay.
involved, man.
Next, we have probably the second biggest name duo when you think of games: Ratchet and Clank versus Nail. Is it Nay? I think I spelled it wrong. I think it was Nay, not Nail. Or maybe it was Nail and Nay. That's
Nail
what
and
it is.
A, yeah,
Two
two
brothers.
brothers. I just spoke about this game.
Yes. I will go ahead and start this one. I love the Ratchet and Clank games, even though I haven't played one since PS2. But they had the most fun guns of any game I ever played. I think, like the disco ball gun. Like, come on, that was fucking hilarious. So I gotta go Ratchet and Clank. Frank.
Whew, I'm one of the few people that played Two Brothers.
And also Ratchet and Clank. I mean, they're partners. Like Clank is on his back. Like they're together.
Yeah, and
They
so are
together.
Nail and AE and Two
I
Brothers.
never got around to playing Brothers.
Yeah, Two Brothers.
It's not Two Brothers. It's Brothers.
Yeah, it's just Brothers, but it's man, it's such
There
a
is
good.
a game called Two Brothers, but
Okay.
it's a completely different game.
All right, Eric, let me
Yeah.
finish. This is a great game, and it you do have to work as a team, like direct each one. I mean, if you're playing with a partner, that's cool, and you both got to work together to solve puzzles, and it works so good, even as a single player game. But how could I go against Ratchet and Clank, man? Ratchet and Clank is man, when you can't think of one without the other. When they came out with that Clank game, I was like, what the fuck? Where's Ratchet? It's like,
Yeah, it just wasn't as good.
it's
You're
like
right.
mashed potatoes without the gravy. It's like it's fine, you can eat it, but do you really want to eat it without the gravy? No, it's Ratchet and Clank. It's not even close.
Right.
I'm voting for Ratchet and Clank 2.
Yeah. Okay, I think that was pretty unanimous. Next, we have Toe Jam and Earl versus Guybrush Threepwood and his beloved Elaine Marley. I think Eric starts this one.
I'm gonna vote for Guybrush and Elaine because they actually have a dynamic. I mean, Toe Jam and Earl just doing Toe Jam and Earl things. I don't think they really interact with each other so much as they groove and play off each other, and that's pretty much all they do.
I agree. I'm with you. Like Guybrush, and Guybrush is just such a great character, and like his interactions with Elaine, like you can tell, like he really cares for her, and she cares for the doofus too. So I'm going to Guybrush and Elaine. How about you, Frank?
I'm also going. You guys go on for just a second. I gotta take a phone call here.
Oh gosh, darn it, the heck. Okay, well I guess you'll start the next one so we can go around and van for a little bit. Aiko and Yorda versus Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine.
I'm voting for Chris and Jill because
Wow.
Because I mean, sure, like Aiko and Yorda were put in a situation where they had to help each other, but I don't think they really are considered a couple.
Well, this isn't necessarily couples. It's like it could be like brother, sister.
And I don't think they really make a good duo because Yorda was kind of helpless most of the time.
Yeah. Aiko did do all the work. That's true. Just holding her hand. And I gotta go with Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine. Like they've been in more than one game together too. So, yeah. And they definitely have like a dynamic at the end.
They even get married after 5, and then they get separated at 6 because Chris temporarily loses his memory. But that's a side thing.
Ooh, can I go next?
Yep.
All right, I'm picking Eco and Yorda. And if you've ever played Eco, I know I should. The conventional wisdom is pick Redfield and Valentine, but it's Eco and Yorda. And you guys suck for picking the opposite.
You're
But
just useless though. Like Aiko's got to do all the work and stuff, and
she's definitely not useless. If you play that game all the way to the end, you know she's not
well, at
useless.
the end, yeah, she gets the ability to zap the monsters, but that's it. That's the end of the game.
Yeah, I did not get that far.
How dare you, Freak 5, son of a
Really don't
bitch.
level of this game. Next, we have Phoenix Wright and Maya Fey versus Wanderer and his faithful horse Aggro from Shadow and Colossus.
Well, and you guys are going to probably show hate for Shadow of the Colossus because you showed hate for
I'm
Eco.
going to vote for Wanderer and
Son of a
and
bitch.
Aggro. I like the special bond that they have. The horse is his best friend. You know?
Eric, what are you picking? I'm picking last on this.
I think as important as a duo as Phoenix Wright and Maya Fey is, I think mostly that's because of the humor factor at Maya needling Phoenix most of the time.
Right.
Because Phoenix is such a loser. I'm gonna vote for Wander and Aggro.
Took the wind out of my sails. I'm also going with Wander and
Why did
Aggro
you
because
think we were like not gonna like you were saying?
oh,
some
you had
mean
Eco
stuff.
hate, so I thought you guys were gonna have Shadow of the Colossus hate too, man. You
No,
know, it's like ongoing theme. But no, the Wanderer and Aggro is a definite unique relationship, and that's such a great game. And it was a shame it came out on the PS3 first because that game was sometimes super hard. Yeah, I mean PS2. That's right. And it plays much better on the 3. But such a great game, Shadow of the
Kind of mad
Colossus.
that it never got a PS4 remastering like Shadow of the Colossus did.
I know.
They should have just, instead of just instead of Pool Point just remastering Shadow of the Colossus, they should have put a Leica with it like before.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Eco's a great game. Great fucking game.
Because they
man.
worked on that one too. They worked on the PS3 HD collection.
Yeah.
Of those 2 games.
You want to talk about all-time great remakes? Shadow of the Colossus was like really, really good. What they did with that game, super good. All right, what else you got?
Next, we have X and Zero, the brothers from different fathers, versus Cupman and Mugman, who I guess are brothers. I think.
Yeah, they are.
I couldn't get through the first episode of the cartoon. I was kind of bored.
We love that cartoon, man. It's
Really, maybe I should go back to it. 'Cause I was kind of bored with the first.
yeah.
episode.
It just okay. Did you play the game?
I haven't
Break?
gotten around to
No,
watching the show yet either.
You didn't play the game?
No.
Okay, play the game a little bit first. I mean, it's infuriating, so you're not going to get through much of it. It's really really tough video game, but the animation style of that game is really really good. And if you stick with it for a little while, it does have its moments. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but it's pretty fun, man. And the beginning music is great. Bernie dances every time it comes on. It's awesome.
Well, so X and Zero versus Cupman and Mugman, and I believe Frank, you're starting this one.
I'm going with Cupman and Mugman, man. I think I think they're great. I think they do work together really good, and they're fun in the cartoon. So I'm going with Cupman and Mugman.
Eric?
X and Zero.
Yeah, X and Zero's
Sons
got
of bitches.
They have a long history, but there's no one they trust more than each other. I mean, really, they have each other's backs. If one's in trouble, like Zero throws down his life for X so many times, it's ridiculous. So yeah, X and Zero. Moving on. Next, we have Ellie Williams and Riley Abel versus Bubba and Bob from Bubba and Bobble. The game you literally can't beat unless you have a second player. Saying. I guess I'll go ahead and start this one. I love Bubba Bobble, and Bubba and Bob, like they're a team. Like they're trying to rescue their girlfriends, and they're doing it together. You can play the game by yourself, but like I said, you can't beat it without a second player. So, Frank, what do you want?
Where does Ellie Williams and Riley Abel from?
Last
From Last of Us.
No, Last of Us,
Part
really?
2?
Oh,
I think it was part 2.
really? Fuck.
Maybe I picked the wrong. It was Ellie and her girlfriend.
Oh yeah, okay.
Wrong one.
So yeah. Okay, I know what you. It's part 2, and part 2 sucks ass. I did a review on it. You guys all know how I feel about that game. It's Bub and Bob, not even close.
Bob too.
Wow, finally we agree again. It's been a while, but we were on a roll for a while there. So finally we agree again. Next we have Ash and Pikachu, who are mostly from the cartoon known as together, versus Diddy Kong and Donkey Kong.
Well, that's because Ash is a cartoon creation. He doesn't exist in the games.
Oh fuck, you're right. Oh
yeah, it's red and
it's just it's
presumably it's not even red because red's a different character from the character in yellow.
Shit. Yeah, I was trying to avoid avatars and I forgot Ash was just I forgot it was an avatar in the game. Well, shit. Anyway, we're going on this. So
I'm still voting for it though because I think they're a better pair than Donkey Kong and.
Are you
Kong.
fucking out of your mind, Eric?
No.
It's Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong. It's not even close.
Yeah. And it's said that they only got one game together because they decided to mix it up and we got Daisy.
That's part
Kong.
of the reasoning.
What was that big character's name? I forgot what his name was, but like that one just made me mad. Like not even Diddy Kong was in this one. You got that guy. So yeah, Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong.
Freak says, yeah, it's Donkey Kong and Diddy because like, what other game are you throwing another monkey at something like as a weapon? Like seriously. Freak 5, another stink on my food was supposed to be ready 20 minutes ago. Jen Wow's in the house. What's up, Jen? Nice to have you here. Scotoma's exiled. You son of a bitch. All right, what else we got here?
I want to know what he said. I'm doing this here. Next, we have Sam and Max versus Marcus Phoenix.
It's karma for all the psychological damage you do to us by showing us food.
Versus Marcus Phoenix and Dom Santiago, who some dumb writer decided to whack for some reason, like messed up the dynamic. It never
sucked.
Recovered from that.
It never did recover from that, did it? Break like that's. Yeah. That was
but
such
there is something that a little Easter egg that I like that they've gone on with since then is Marcus has never forgotten Dom, and in the game that Dom died, at one point they were, I should say, at the beginning of the game they were forced to live on an aircraft carrier because most of the land had been taken over by the locusts. So they're growing food. Dom was growing tomatoes, and when Dom died, Marcus kind of picked up the habit of growing tomatoes.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a nice little touch, man. That's, that series like is definitely one of those testosterone driven games, but it does have a lot of heart, man. That
I gotta go with Marcus and Dom because their relationship and like you can just see how much like Marcus loved Dom. He called him his brother. Even years later, that was still his brother. Frank?
I think I gotta agree with you, man. Like this is one of the few like action-oriented games that had a lot of heart and a lot of emotion. And I do hope they go through with the Gears of War series, and I could see Dave Bautista playing the part of Marcus Phoenix, for sure. He's almost a dead fucking ringer for Marcus Phoenix.
Oh, and he's a good actor, too.
He's a great actor, man. He's very underrated, man. Very underrated.
Yeah. Eric?
The choices again?
Sam and Max versus Marcus Phoenix and Dom.
Yeah, I'm gonna vote over Marcus and Dom.
Yeah.
Marcus and Dom move on. Next we have I
don't have much experience with Sam and Max though. So that's another reason I vote for that.
I think this might be the actual only okay. Anyway, next we're going with it. Link and Zelda, or Zelda and Link, either one. I just put them that way. Versus Gordon Freeman and Alex, who was really an awkward relationship. Like all of a sudden, like out of the blue,
a silent character and a not silent character.
Yeah, and like just out of the blue, suddenly she seemed like she was in love. Like just it seemed like out of the blue, like and like you said, it's silent character, so there was nothing that Gordon ever said or did that would make it
at least that we are aware of.
Yeah,
you might be talking when we like. Not to our
well,
knowledge.
Same thing with Zelda and Link. Link never says anything, right? So.
Yeah. So
well, there have been some instances, but
the thing is, there's like character and narrative elements that support them having a relationship versus it happening out of nowhere because apparently games development didn't know how to deal with relationships in the West.
Yeah, and then there is the cartoon where he wouldn't shut up.
Oh God, the cartoon.
I'm
Don't
still
bring
going
that
for
up.
Zelda and Link.
Don't bring that up.
I'm going Zelda and Link too. What about you, Frank?
Yeah, it's Zelda and Link. I mean, it totally awkward. Gordon and Alex, like that. It's not even a thing.
So, and there's so many different versions of Zelda and Link too. Like some of them that are romantically linked, others are just friends.
Yeah, yeah.
And speaking of just friends, they bathed naked together in anime, so maybe they're more than friends. But Ken and Ryu versus
What?
in the anime they bathed naked together. Do you know
That's
that?
right. That's right, Break. Son of a bitch.
So Ken and Ryu versus Cullen and the Inquisitor.
I never did watch Street Fighter V.
Street Fighter D?
V.
V.
Oh, V.
Yeah.
I think that's where that's from, isn't it?
I thought it was was it the series or the movie?
Yeah, it was a series. It was a series.
Okay, yeah, you're right. So yeah, V was right. You can start this, Mary.
Since I never played much of Dragon Age, I'm over Ken and Ryu.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for Ken and Ryu too. They have a long history together, and there's some games like they acknowledge it. Like which game is it they fist bump before they fight? I always love
Make
that.
it 4, maybe.
4? Like I thought that was really just the coolest scene, just acknowledging that hey, this is this isn't personal. You're my buddy. I still love you no matter what happens. Ken and Ryu for me. What about you, Frank?
Ryu is always the superior one, right? Like in any iteration of Street Fighter. Yeah. I did play.
But Ken's like the more famous one, and well, actually, you know what? If we go by the game, Ken is the most powerful one. If you go by Street Fighter 2049.
Even though that's not him at all.
I know. They just retconned it because they needed to have a Street Fighter title on the NES.
Yeah.
They thought I wouldn't sell otherwise.
Yeah.
That was a really fun game, though. I love that game.
Skodoma said they cross swords. I did play Dragon Age, but it's definitely Ken and Ryu, not even close.
Next, we have Banjo and Kazooie versus Chloe and Rachel from Life is Strange. I'm going to go ahead and start this one.
Fuck Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, like I've so wanted to like the Banjo and Kazooie like nuts and bolts game.
I don't hate the games, I just hate the dynamic between the two. It's so like, why? This shouldn't even work, but whatever.
I don't know, and like I don't know. They just didn't catch on anything for me as like a team, even though like they're named together. But Chloe and Rachel, from what I was reading, like they have a really touching relationship.
Yeah, it doesn't come out until the later, I think the sequel, and then the I think there was DLC. But Life is Strange is an underrated game. You guys should play that. It's really good. I'm going with Chloe and Rachel as well. By the way, Rake.
Eric.
Same.
And that's cool. I don't think we've ever agreed this much before.
I know this is Bizarro World, man. This really is.
And I think we'll probably agree on this one too. Yay. Kay and you from Haven versus Booker and Elizabeth from BioShock Infinite. The game that ruined its own fiction and killed a franchise, a fucking awesome franchise.
And I don't think they had much of a dynamic anyway.
Yeah, he just kind of wanted. What was it, the money or something that motivated him? I think like that was the only reason he was there. He was on a mission for money. Anyway, I'll go ahead and start. You and Kay, like they have a great relationship, and they talk, and they'll argue sometimes, and they'll openly talk about their sex lives, and just they have such a great relationship.
I still need to play that game.
It's a good game. Frank, what do you think?
BioShock Infinite is an underrated game in my opinion. I think it's a great game.
It's great, but the story is
Story's a little janky, but it's not the worst thing in the world. I mean, it'd
be good if they kept with their like one idea, or at least not.
Yeah, they did muddy the waters.
Also, the story devolves into both sides are bad. So fuck that entire centrist nonsense.
Yeah. I agree with you, you and Kay. Even though I have not played that game, it is high on my list of games to get when it goes on sale, and I will be playing that game because it looks super interesting. And Breakman, you talked a good bit about that game and how great it is, and I want to play it.
Yeah, I just love the relationship dynamic behind because they're together at all times and they talk to each other too. Like they're talking through a lot of it and just you'll hear a lot of like. I don't think I remember hear it. I would hear some repeated conversation once in a while, but it was usually you go to a new area and it's new dialogue.
I love what Scotoma says here. Conflict is dying. Drama is weakening. I demand a recount. Yeah, because we're agreeing on almost everything in this tourney. It is weird, isn't it, Scotoma? All right.
There might be some divulges coming up, but I don't know. Let's see here. Tidus and Yuna versus Sans and Papyrus from Undertale. Since I've never played Undertale, and I like the cute relationship between.
I think it's Sans. This isn't like Comic Sans. By the way, it's Sans, not. Yeah.
Oh, Sans and Papyrus. Sorry. But yeah, like Tidus and Yuna, they have that little cute relationship, like teaching her how to whistle, and then they kiss at one point, and then she finds out he's a fictional character that never existed for real. It was a touching story.
Breakman.
I'm voting for Tidus and Yuna, if only because Sans and Papyrus don't have much interactions with each other to be a proper duel anyways, because you meet them at two different occasions.
I just went off list for some of these. I went off list of other people recommended.
Yeah.
I'm also going with Tidus and Yuna because it is kind of a cute relationship, but it's funny because of what you said, Break. Like Tidus is just a fictional character in the whole grand scheme of things, and it's like oh, he died. Oh, he didn't really die because he was fictional, anyways.
He didn't exist.
He didn't even exist.
He was a dream brought to life.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
That was the story. Was he was a dream? So
if you did the good ending in X2, he comes back for real.
Yeah.
The second one, yeah.
Yeah. X2 was a great game, by the way.
I wish I'd played more of X2. I got to the point where I just couldn't decide if I wanted to go with the one group or the other, and I just never decided, so I never played.
you played indecisive. Yeah, it's Tidus.
Yeah, but that was good. I loved it up to that point, and I'm just like, I can't decide.
We killed Scotoma's dreams. All right.
There's got to be some coming up where we're gonna fight and argue.
I know.
It's gonna happen. I promise.
I know.
It doesn't happen today.
In the later rounds, maybe.
Yeah, maybe because we agreed on all of these. We're gonna disagree in the next round. Watch, I guarantee it.
Yep, every single one of them we're gonna disagree.
Watch.
Next, we have Lee and Clementine from The Walking Dead. I forget what the subtitle of that game was, but
it's just The Walking Dead Telltale series.
Yeah,
Telltale.
Yeah.
And Alex and Luna from Luna Silver Star, who they had a lifelong friendship basically, and before they become romantically linked.
Who's
they
first?
have a long history, whereas Lee just meets Clementine for the first time, but he essentially becomes her father figure at the beginning of the apocalypse. So, Frank, you can start this one.
I'm going with Lee and Clementine on this one because that relationship blossoms, and it's so touching at times. Like, that is such a great game that more people should be playing, and it's super cheap. It's always on sale. Lee and Clementine for me, for sure.
And the choices you make can be so devastating.
I know, and there's no way around some of it. That's what sucks, man.
Yep. Eric?
I'm going for Alex and Luna because as much as I like the Lee and Clementine duo, I'm just a sucker for the childhood friend romance thing.
Well, there hasn't been enough drama. You're wrong! That's absolutely... Oh, my God. I cannot believe you picked that. That's the worst.
And I'm giving you the conflict that you wanted.
I'm going to go with Lee and Clementine. I mean, you heard me talking enough. Even though the childhood friendship is great, and if they weren't going up against Lee and Clementine, I might have picked them. Next, we have the married couple of John and Abigail Marston versus the married couple of Geralt and Yennefer. The Witcher. Frank, you can start this one.
God, this is a tough one, man.
I don't know either of these characters.
I played both of these games. I'm going to give you the breakdown. If it's going to come down to which setting you love best. If you love the Old West setting better, which it's great, Red Dead and Red Dead 2 are...
No, this is their relationship. Who do you think has a better relationship?
They're both great because they both complement each other so well. Like you can't... I can't base it on that because they both are like belong together, I guess is the best way
This is
that I can.
absolute crap, right? God damn it.
All right, let's just cut to the crap. It's Gerald and Yennefer because it's a fantasy setting. That's why.
Eric?
I'm voting for that too.
Yeah, just to make it different, to keep the drama going, I'm going with Sean and Abigail.
Son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. Oh, man. He laughed, he cried, it became part of him, Scotoma says.
Why are the two dudes from the Army of Two on this list?
Why not? That game was underrated, Army of Two. I played that game.
It had a sequel. I mean,
Kratos and Atreus are two dudes, too.
Yeah. Kratos and Atreus versus Salem and Rios from Army of Two.
Yeah, but didn't Salem and Rios like have masks, so you couldn't even see
Yes.
their faces, so you couldn't tell like what their expressions actually were?
Dude, you could tell through dialogue. But
I
who's
never
going?
played Army of Two though.
Yeah,
it looked like a typical shooter. Of the
Yeah,
stuff that
it's
we-
for the most part.
I
Yeah,
played it a little bit. It was okay.
it was okay. It wasn't great. It's okay.
So is the sequel? I wish the name of Army of Two sequel is called Army of Also.
I'm going to start off, and I'm going to make this controversial because I'm going to go with Salem and Rios because I don't have a PlayStation.
Well, you would be wrong.
Let's see.
It's definitely Kratos and Atreus,
No, like
man.
if I get a PlayStation, I think the first games I'd buy are God of War.
Oh God, God of War's so good. It's so good, Breakman. I hope you get a PlayStation 5 at some point, man, because there's just so many great games you could play on it. But it's Kratos and Atreus. It's not even close because it's like this whole relationship between a dad and his son, and
A completely fucked up dad who can never be really good.
No,
He's
that's
trying
not
his
true.
ass off to be better.
No, he becomes better in those games. Eric, be fair.
He's trying his ass off.
Well, he's better in comparison to who he was in the past.
Yeah,
but
who
he's
he will.
still pretty
That's
bad.
that's a whole redemption arc. That's what they're going for, Eric, and it's not done. Like he will get to that point, but it takes a long time. Yeah, I mean, you got to think like Kratos is used to like killing everything and being pissed off at all times because of what happened to his previous family. So, this is him trying to atone a little bit. It's definitely Kratos and Atreus, man. That's
You're a tiebreaker.
I'm going for Kratos and Atreus too.
Yeah. I can
Kratos
feel the
is
drama. It
beautiful.
gives me life, Skonoma says. You're an instigator, Skonoma, you son of a bitch. All right. All right, we got to go through these pretty quick here.
Oh, shit. We're running low on here. Next, we have Sonic and Tails versus V and Johnny Silverhand from Cyberpunk, whatever, year 2077.
Yeah.
Frank, you can start this.
Sonic and Tails, not even close.
Yeah. Eric?
Yeah.
I agree, too. Like
Johnny
Sonic...
Silverhand's just some asshole living in your head.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's
He's not even the Johnny Silverhand. He's a memory.
Yeah.
Tails isn't just Sonic's best friend. He's like Sonic's his hero. You know?
Yeah. It's
It's
great.
sort of like, it's sort of like young Robin and Batman before Robin gets jaded.
Yeah. Before he learns the truth about Batman, pretty much.
Next we have, I thought this would be fun myself. Instead of doing the normal partners, they'd be like the people partners. Mega Man and Rush versus Mario and Yoshi. Eric, you can start this one out.
Mario and Yoshi.
I thought about this one. This is for some reason the only one I've really thought about, and I'm going with Mega Man and Rush, and let me tell you why. Yoshi is a fucking coward. He doesn't go with you in dungeons, like to fight the bad like the boss fights. Rush is there with Mega Man, and in some fights you need him to beat Dr. Wily. Yoshi won't help you fight the main guys. He won't go into dungeons.
That's not Yoshi's fault though. That's Nintendo's fault.
I don't know. Like you get to the dungeon and he's like, oh.
And also, Breakman.
In the escort mission,
Breakman makes a great.
Yoshi's Island. He has to go in the castle.
Breakman breaks a great point here.
In Galaxy 2, he was only in certain stages, and I think he's only on the easy level of the newest one. Like,
but
he's not reliable. So
look,
I gotta go Mega Man and Rush.
Yeah, and to add credence to what Breakman is saying, like every time you get hit, Yoshi runs away like a bitch. You know,
That's
he's
a good point.
like runs away. Like come on, just stay there. Like you know, I mean, what do you got to run for? You know,
That's such a
it
good point.
it's Mega Man and Rush, man. I
Okay, I
sorry,
changed
Mario.
my answer.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't he? Like every time you get hit, he's like running around, and he's hard to catch. It's like he doesn't want you
Or
to
he'll
ride
run
him.
into a pit sometimes. Like,
Yeah,
fuck,
yeah, he's like just runs off the edge of a platform, doesn't give a
stupid
fuck. He's just
suicidal asshole.
yeah, fucker. I agree.
Right? You fucking dinosaur, bitch.
Yeah.
Damn it. Next, I thought this would be really interesting. Chellin the Cube from Portal versus, I think this is an easy one for me, Prince and Elika from the 2008 Prince of Persia.
Oh, this
It
is
had a
easy.
talk button. You got to know each other. Like, they played word games and shit together. Like, you saw them bond.
The cube is an inanimate object and doesn't even talk.
I know. But
So I'm
everybody
voting
loves
for
that,
Prince and Elika.
Yeah, I gotta go Prince and Elika too. Frank?
Yeah, I think this is unanimous. That was such an underrated Prince of
Yes.
Persia game, man. I love that game, and people were bitching, "Oh, it's too easy. All you have to do is just rewind and blah blah blah." It's like, so what? I mean, sometimes people just like to go through a game and not have the fucking stress of a big time boss
If
or
you think
something.
about
you
it,
know?
the 2008 Prince of Persia game was basically just a blueprint for Haven.
No.
Yeah.
These are way different games.
I know, but like
You
I'm
mean, like,
talking about in terms of like the character-driven narrative.
Ah, okay, I see where you're
Okay.
going.
I see what you're
Eric.
saying. Yeah, and one of the big problems with that was the DLC that all the complaining people did. So they made the DLC really hard. But the people who loved the game didn't like it. We loved it. One of the things we loved is that it wasn't really fucking hard.
Yeah. That was a great Prince of Persia game, man. I wish they would, yeah. That's
Most
a great
games
game.
are fucking hard. It was nice to have something that was like, hey, they're getting to know each other,
Yeah.
and I'm not like breaking my thumbs.
Yeah,
Awesome.
exactly.
So Prince and Elka, we agreed again. There's not much drama going on here.
I
Sorry,
know
guys.
the drama's dying down, Scotoma. Sorry.
Oh shit.
This one's easy. It's Ellie and Joel because Banjo's already been on the list and lost.
I thought I took that off. I thought I put something else on.
Nah,
there.
just it's Ellie. It's gonna be Ellie and Joel. I'm telling you right
Alright.
now because that's such a great on-screen duo. And I think Eric's gonna agree no matter who you put up there, right, Eric?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just let's go on, man. It's Ellie and Joel. Man.
Oh, I know what I missed. It's supposed to be Squall and Rhino.
Oh, this is easy. Ellie and Joel.
Yes, Squall and Rhino versus Ellie and Joel.
Yeah, it's
And,
Ellie and
What's Skull
Joel.
and Rhino from?
Final Fantasy 8.
Yeah.
Don't you mean Renoa?
I don't care how her name's pronounced.
It's Ellie and Joel for me.
And versus Ellie and Joel.
Just
Frank,
keep
you-
Ellie and Joel instead, because I don't know if that pairing even works well in the game anyway.
Yeah, it's Ellie and Joel. It's not even
Yeah,
close.
I like since Adrian passed. Wait, no, who's? No, I didn't say Adrian. No, what's his name? Never mind. Let's move on. Next we have Nathan Drake and Ellen Fisher.
Were you struggling to remember Pedro Pascal or something?
Yes, yes. Thank you. That's exactly who I was trying to think of. Thank you. I was struggling to think of his name. So yeah, I was gonna vote Ellen and Joel anyway because they have, because that. So Nathan Drake and his wife Ellen Fisher versus Cloud and his wife Tifa. Did they get married in this?
No, they didn't.
No, they did not.
They just
I
banged.
think
Okay.
I think by the time Advent Children happens, I think they are a couple, but like they're still in a rough patch because he still can't get over Aerith.
Tifa's such a hot video game
I know.
character.
Movie's
Why?
about him. The whole movie's about him for being able to forgive himself for not being able to save her.
Oh Lord, get over yourself. God. Like you won, dude. Like it sucks that she died. It's sad, but you got Tifa. Like you won.
I know. Tifa is like, woof, so good
I'm
looking.
going to start this one out, and I am going to actually go with Cloud and Tifa. Frank?
I'm going with Nathan Drake and Elena. I know Eric is not a huge fan of the Drake games, but
No,
man,
I'm a fan of the Drake games. I just don't like him as a character.
I actually do. I think he's pretty charming and funny at times. I think he's a piece of shit thief, but I mean, But then again, like there's not really any gameplay with Elena except like at the very end of a couple of games. You know what? I'm gonna change my mind. I'm going with Cloud Tifa. It's pretty easy. It's a pretty easy call.
Who do you want, Eric?
Going with Cloud Tifa as well.
Wow.
Hater.
I can't
You're a
think of-
hater, Eric. Son of a bitch.
Move on. We only have 3 fights left here. Boy and his blob versus Catherine and Catherine.
They're not really a duo. The whole point of that game is to pick one.
I know, it's like they're the opposites, whatever, but I thought it'd be fun to have Catherine and Catherine in here.
Did you ever beat that game, Eric? Catherine?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, those fucking stages are hard, man. Really hard.
I'm going to start and I'm going to go with Boy and Blob because I like the Boy and Blob game. It's fun. Your Blob transforms into shit for you, you know?
Scotuma's
Did you-
exiled, you son of a bitch.
Frank? Who do you
Boy
want?
and his blob, easy call.
Same.
Eric?
Yeah, he said same.
Okay. We have 2 battles left. Commander Shepard returns again, and this time it's with Miranda Lawson. Who should start this one? Frank, you start this one.
Master Chief and Cortana. I don't even think it's close.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Master Chief versus Master Chief and Cortana. I'm sorry, I didn't even say that part, did I? Yeah, like they have such a great relationship, and it was such a when they turned her evil was just the stupidest narrative move ever. I think, because they broke up with such a good relationship, and it ruined the sacrifice that she made in the game before it.
Yeah.
It's like it was like a doomed love, sort of like Romeo. Well, no, I guess Romeo and Juliet did consummate their relationship, didn't they?
Yeah.
It was like a doomed relationship that never got to be together. Even though they're together all the time. Eric, who do you want?
Master Chief or Cortana.
I gotta go with Master Chief too. And Cortana, we have 1 left, and we have the most overrated duo of all time, Jack and Daxter.
I disagree, but that's okay.
What'd you say?
I said I disagree, but that's okay.
Remember when they got their own games, just like
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
versus the brothers Lee, Billy and Jimmy, who they fight over a woman.
Double Dragon, right?
They're working together until like, hey, it's just you and me and her.
Yeah, and then they gotta fight each other. Yeah.
Like, well, I'm gonna go home with her. No, I am. No, I am.
Freak is a son of a bitch,
Eric, you
and
start
he's
this one.
exiled. He sent me a picture of, I don't know what it is, but it looks like just awesomeness. It's like a chicken sandwich with cheese and fries. I don't know. You're a son of a bitch.
You're making me hungry.
I know. Son of a bitch. Damn right he disagrees, Scotima says. Scotima. He just wants the drama. He wants the infighting. You'll get plenty of that, Scotima. It was delicious. How dare you, son of a bitch. You know, that's what Freak 5 does. He sends me, just specifically me, pictures, knowing that I can't get them up on screen in time for you guys to see. But he sends me just to, taunt me, son of a bitch. All right, what do we got? Jack and Daxter versus the Lee brothers.
Yeah, the Lee brothers versus Jack and Daxter. Who they remember the second game where they tried to make Jack like all like rebel,
tough, yeah. Tough,
edgy and extreme.
yeah,
so bad. Yeah, I was not a fan of Jack and Daxter games. I thought they were overrated. But as a pair, like I thought they were a good pair. Whereas like Jimmy and Billy fought at the end, they worked great together until it was time to shoot. Like, but that's my girlfriend. Well, maybe she wants to go home with me, but she's my girlfriend. Well, let's ask her after I get your answer. I'm gonna go ahead and start. Because of that, I'm actually gonna go with Jack and Daxter. Just because they turn on each other.
At the very end, they turn on each other. It was such a like a slap in the face, that whole game. You're my bro. You're my bro. It's like, come on.
I love you too. I want to get some strange with her though, so I don't love you that much.
Fuck brotherly love, man. I want loverly love. It's like, I'm going with Jack and Daxter, man. I think you're wrong. I don't think those games are overrated. I like those games quite a bit. The only game I really didn't like was that fucking racing game. Piece of shit.
I never played Jack X.
Oh, really? Yeah, it sucks. Don't bother. It's bad.
Eric?
I'm voting for Jack and Daxter as well.
Yeah.
Wow, we all agreed on that one. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, there's the first round of the tourney, y'all. Pretty good so far, I'd say. So, but we got to get out of here, man. I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, there wasn't much fighting this round. Let's see if there'll be more fighting than we get. Let's see here.
Have you had the loaded nacho burger from Wendy's?
I have. It's tasty.
I have not, and fuck that. I don't want to die of a heart attack, man. You know.
Zelda and Link versus Ken and Ryu. Ooh.
Popeye's chicken sandwich is good. It is good. It's really fucking good,
Wish
man.
I had a Popeyes around.
For the longest, they were sold out of those things as soon as like they started that sandwich, Scotoma, and finally I got to taste it, and it was pretty good. I gotta say it was. I mean, it's not quite as good as like Chick-fil-A, but still pretty fucking good, man. Pretty fucking good. All right, let's do our plugs. Breakman, plug away.
You can follow me at RPGrinders on Twitter, where I'm probably not responding, but, unless it's like retweeting something Eric sends. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not really online right now that much, and I'm usually just reading news articles or something. I'll get a new account soon. I will. I promise. Pinky swear.
Okay. Eric, your plugs.
You can find my written reviews on bossbrigade.com or the audio reviews on the feed. Didn't have anything this week.
Son of a bitch.
But hopefully next week, because maybe I'll even do it tomorrow, because I'll have time. And I'm not exactly being consumed by a game that's a hyper focus of mine as of late, because I'm basically just counting down the days to Super Mario RPG comes out in my house, because I'll be playing that nonstop once that hits here. But if you like either of those two things and you want to support me, there's a link to my Patreon in either my Twitter or my Blue Sky profiles, which is at EricRPG.
All right.
I thought of another stinko, so I just don't have enough time to play all the games I want to play. You know, they added the remake of Dead Space to Game Pass.
Oh, they did? Holy shit!
Yeah.
That's great.
I know. I just don't have time to play that.
I heard that's a great remake. I mean, I thought it was maybe too early to do a remake of that game, but I want to play it. But I'm waiting for that game to go super cheap before I buy it, because I love that game.
I bought it off of GameFly for like $25.
The only part I didn't like was that asteroid fucking goddamn simulator
that was
thing.
Before it hit Game Pass, it's like I bought. It was the Xbox version, so like I should have just got the PS5 version instead.
Yeah. All right. You can follow me on Twitter, Frank Branches. You can follow me on Blue Sky, same thing. Although I'm hardly ever on Blue Sky right now. I want to wait for more people to get there. Makes me want a shepherd's pie, Scotoma says. Yeah, I'm thinking about food, man. I'm not thinking about my goddamn plugs.
I wish there was a Costco around there, because it sounds like their marketplace is a good place to get food.
Yeah, you can get hot dogs really cheap. Same thing with Sam's Club. Hot dogs are really...
like Walmart. When you go to a place like Walmart, like their market, it's kind of a crapshoot for like food.
If you're looking for food, if for just one person, it's not the best place to shop. Because their quantities are huge.
Yeah. One person, not great.
So, like, I get a pot pie there, and I can eat it for, like, 3 days, and there's still, like, a half of it left.
No, but the good thing is, like, it's worth getting a membership to Sam's or Costco, because they both got great hot dogs, man. All beef, So all year long, you can get a hot dog and a pop for, like, $1.38 or some shit. It's, like, super cheap.
And I mean, and you get stuff like toilet paper and paper towels and all that stuff. Like, you get mass quantities of, but you're saving a lot of money over getting it at Walmart.
Yeah, for sure. Over time, but Yeah, the membership alone it would be worth it if you got like a lot of like hot dogs there. Like, you know, if you went like 2-3 times a week, you know, or even once a week.
They still had the good smoothies. I'm so pissed about that still.
I know you're still pissed.
Every time I go there, I see like that mango smoothie still there. Like, why?
Yeah.
Get rid of that
All right.
shit.
Make sure you watch Fright Night. It's great. The old version, not the new version. New version sucks, but the old version's really, really good. The 80s version had
Colin Firth, I think, was the vampire in that one, right?
yeah. The whole movie's great, man. It's just fucking awesome. What else? Labyrinth, Ghostbusters. Watch those ones as well, and don't watch Five Nights at Freddy's. It sucks. It's terrible. So there you go.
I would watch Five Nights at Fucky Boys though.
Okay. All right. I think that's all we got. You guys got anything else?
There's a chicken pot party going on in chat.
I know.
That's what happens when I'm trying to talk to you guys and try to talk in chat at the same time.
I know. Chicken pot party.
Together and
Chicken pot party, Breakman. Jesus Christ, man.
I wonder what that entails.
I mean, maybe some disco balls, you know. Fuck, man. That does sound enticing, man.
Is it chicken pot and chicken pot
Party.
pies?
Yeah, chicken pot party. That's really good. Freak 5 is exiled. Son of a bitch. Times 10. You win, Freak 5. Son of a bitch. All right, that's all we got. And gentlemen, anything else before we take off?
Chicken pot party.
Chicken pot party. All right, stay safe this weekend. We want to see you back here next week. Until then, we are out. Later, everybody. Smoke weed every day. Chicken pot party.
Not enough meat. I prefer like
Chicken pot party. Taste the biscuit. Taste the biscuit with the honey sauce.
biscuit now.
God damn it. Getting high and eating chicken wings sounds...
Honey sauce and honey mustard, or is it the same thing?
No, honey and honey mustard are way different things.
Yeah, way different things, dude. Getting high and eating chicken wings sounds like fucking awesome. Need to make an RPG religion. Every Friday we have to get high and eat wings. I'm down for that, Freak 5. I think that's a great tenet of the RPGrinders religion. We need to come up with more tenets of the RPGrinders religion.
Hopefully issue 2 passes and we can then get high without having to worry about the cops busting on our doors.
Yeah.
I'm just worried about, I have a good feeling that and the first one are going to pass. I'm just worried what the Republicans are going to do afterwards, because they've said that they're going to fight both of them if they win.
Yeah, I have no idea.
You're supposed to be representing us, and you're going to go against what we're asking.
Well, that's both parties actually that do that shit.
It's so irritating and angering.
They'll throw you under the bus for the highest bidder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey guys in chat, thank you guys so much. Freak 5, Scotoma, Wyland was in there shortly. Really appreciate you guys. Everybody else who was lurking, like Oriana, O1Ella, Olivia, 7B Valette, HV Days, Alicidra, Alien Gathering, ASMR Miyu, Drapsnat, Marks Nick, Michael QMZ, Vi Mercy, and VMEC. Thank you all for joining. Really, really appreciate it. You guys have a great weekend. Stay safe, and we will see you guys next week. Later.